the way out. Hey. My Bamenda, see what it happen for Bamenda. The born house, they kidnap man, the rebel man, for kwa make I take you now to Kumba, don't know the gun now for Kosala, people don't run come on for Ekona, Kumbaya my lord, Kumbaya my lord, we need peace, oh we want justice, dialogue is the way out, dialogue is the way out. We want peace, oh we want justice, dialogue is the way out, dialogue is the way out. Oh so cool, oh so cool, oh so cool, oh so cool, I decry, oh so cool, 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 oh so cool. Picking them the die, you know go see for television. This kind of news, you know go hear for radio station. Innocent people, the one got out for off station. Kumbaya my lord, we need peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We want peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. Cadavere, 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 cadavere. Gabuda cadavere, 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 cadavere. Sato cadavere, 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 cadavere. Munyengeta cadavere, 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 cadavere. Mafeda cadavere. Peace. Oh, we want justice. No be matter for who get gone bust. No be matter. The time that we stand down, dog. The time that we stand down, dog. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. No be matter for who get gone bust. No be matter for who get sense pass. No be matter for who get power pass. Dialogue is the way out. No be matter for who get gun pass. No be matter for who get power pass. No be matter for who get sense pass. No be matter for who get money pass. Dialogue is the way out.
Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We need peace.
Atanga G Paul, I don't yet talk. The talk where you talk, no be fine talk. Now my turn, make a start talk. Start talk, make a start talk. The boy then they make songs for give trace. The boy then they fear, I don't buy case. My banda boy, I know the fear face. Fear face, I know the fear face. First of all, Polydor. If that people like me, them kick you for your balls. Give you push, belly, make you shit inside your drawers. Make you learn sense, think I'm sharing with your boss. But I mean that the bond so, now you be the cause. If you make good people vex, them go broke the laws. You do win now, but tomorrow you go lost. You do win now, but tomorrow you go lost. Atanga G Paul, Massa, 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 you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small, brain small, brain small, brain small, brain small. Atanga G Paul, Massa, 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 you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small, brain small, brain small, brain small, brain small. For you, Anglophone they no get problem. For you, Bamenda get plenty road them. For you, K-Town get plenty walk them. For you, Anglo lawyer then I fool them. Paul, I swear say you the hungry. For my country talk, Joseph me say hungry. Atanga, you don't do this just for money. If Anglo they not look good, you go sell we. Boko Haram they for day una the send bury them for Apakwa every day. When the fools finish sharp beer, smoke that they're gay. People walk past then they move gun they spray. Smoke they the whole sky, plenty people don't die. Family the cry die, una TV talk lie. People start for ask why. You go by men that try, them want me to kill them. Helicopter think you just fly. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small.
What about Atanga G Paul?
Atanga G Paul is a stupid man. He said that the common lawyers, common common in what means? Why? Is he defending
Paul, you be fool. The other Paul a fool. Una too dull, I don't know which one for choose. Listen to yourself, yeah, the thing you talk for news. With your funny suit, I been need for see your shoes. You been a lost Anglophone, now you been a Francophone. Just to remain for your throne, you talk foolish on microphone. But that foolish now your own, feel the anger from my tone. I no get your number, I for calling for your telephone. I know if you wait, make them sack you. Where them sack you, they go turn lock you. Where them lock you, you go start for talk true. But when that time reach, you go late for talk true. Even if you holla, like a middle yaya, write we all kind letter to Bamenda and to Boya. Paul, we go laugh, we go left you for that fire. Make you born finish like a Timaisa tire. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small.
Fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, Mama me them, my brother them, sister them, for home front particularly, we restoration forces, where they don't put their life for ground. They don't offer their life like how would Jesus be, offer a life like sacrifice for same we could get free homeland. I'm very much aware that every Ambazonian that wants the total freedom. I'm not talking about Agbobala and the others. Everyone who wants a total freedom of Ambazonia is making some form of sacrifice. But we must recognize the sacrifices our brothers and sisters who have chosen to pick up arms. They have picked up arms not because they love blood. We as a people, we have never been a people of violence. We are the peace-loving peoples of the former British Southern Cameroons, today Ambazonia. And every time we have the opportunity like this to talk, every time we have the opportunity to examine where we're coming from, it is important for us to reiterate, to take us back into memory lane, some of the different phases our forebears have gone through, and why we have been so provoked to the point where we are ready to die just so that we will not translate into the next generation the dump yard that we inherited. We inherited enslavement, we inherited abuse, we inherited marginalization, we inherited a nation that was already colonized, a nation where we had no rights. We grew up seeing our elder brothers and sisters being kicked up every day and night by what you would call Kale Kale. The sight of a Cameroonian gendarme was fearful. It represented a ghost. A gendarme was feared in Ambazonia, in southern Cameroon, as we were babies, more than even God. They were exactly, contrary to what Honorable or Weber would say, that they are acting like forces of occupation. They were exactly forces of occupation, executing orders from Yaoundé. And those were the orders that Amadou Ahidjo, President Amadou Ahidjo, gave to them when he invaded our national territory in 1961. They made sure that they dissolved our mobile wing police. It did not end there. They disarmed our people. Nobody could have a gun. The only thing we could have was the locally made chavum, then guns. Our people were hunters, not with sophisticated guns, with knives and spears made by us. We never knew that you could use a gun on any human being. Our traditions, guns only came out when we were doing burials. That is where we're coming from. So how did we get here? Is it all about what happened in 2016 when our lawyers and teachers were requesting for their own rights, they made rightful petitions, but what happened? They were beaten. Some were detained. Unfortunately, some were compromised. Our sisters and brothers in the universities were wrapped in mud, raped, killed. In our day, we have seen babies in our nation roasted in flames. The forces of occupation have picked up babies in the village of Kendem, and they have fried a baby. A baby, I would say, not even a toddler, a baby. That baby was not up to a year. And the mom went to do palm oil. Seeing the gendarme, fleeing from the gendarme, and forgot the baby, and the baby was fried in hot palm oil. The same thing happened in Batibo. A man ran and left the baby. By the time he came, the baby had turned out to be ashes. This is where we're coming from. This is what we have been suffering as a people. Tonight we're going to have an extensive discussion, and with me on the panel will be SOS Zama, Sylvester Zama, and SOS Francis Chenye. I'm calling on all of you watching on Facebook and on YouTube to invite somebody to be a part of this. We're going to open the phone lines about an hour into our discussion so that you can participate. We have a lot of things to talk about. You've seen a recalcitrant, a snake charmer, Moja, who has made himself a god in the land of Victoria. He kills, intimidates, maim our people with impunity. And the attitude of this young man only tells you what we are dealing with, how desperate Cameroon is. Cameroon will use thieves, criminals, if they will serve their interests and if we will remain enslaved. That is what is happening in our nation today. He is supposed to be what they call in French, les forces de l'ordre, meaning the forces of law and order. He is a bee. The president calls them Boulot Intervention Rapide. I think that's the best name. We have forces of law and order, enhanced, inspired by French Cameroon, that have defied every principle that there is in the art of protecting a people. Our people are specimens for evil experimentations. But the good news is that the days of La République du Cameroun in the nation of Ambazonia, it can be counted. And I'm telling you this with so much audacity because I know exactly what I'm saying. And to affirm some of the things I'm going to be talking to you tonight, we have the men, the masterminds, the brains behind a counter of this carnage against our people. We're also going to be responding to Foncha, who is now a paid agent in the diaspora, trying to manipulate our people with the rhetoric of divide and conquer. According to Foncha, the peoples of Ambazonia all across the national territory are doing what they are doing because of what he calls the Bamenda. The word Bamenda is used as a way to segment us. It's a Bulu mechanism. The Bulu would rather call it a Baminda. They want to separate us from our own brothers. He's taking advantage of the carnage in Akwaya to separate us. But we have gone past that phase. Our generation is smarter. We cannot fall the prey of Foncha's stupidity. The discussion tonight, like I tell you, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, will be long. I want to ensure that all the panelists are locked in. The only person that might be joining us a little bit late will be Fombat. What we're going to talk about, we will talk on every county and what is available. What should Ambazonians be expecting? Because this nonsense has got to stop. We cannot allow a short-sighted young man like Moja Moja continued to oppress our people with impunity for no reason. He calls himself a chief. What we know as a chief in Ambazonia is someone that has some moral integrity, that respects customs of the environment, not witchcraft practitioners. So why I ensure that all the panelists are logging, I want to encourage you who is watching to share and share and share, and we will be back right after the break.
justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We want peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. Hey, my Bamenda, see what did happen for Bamenda. The born house, they kidnap man, the rebel man, for kwakwa, make I take you now to Kumba, Domo the gun now for Kosala, people don't run come out for Ekona, Kumbaya my lord, Kumbaya my lord. We need peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We want peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. Picking them the die, you know go see for television. This kind of news, you know go hear for radio station. Innocent people, the one got that for off station. Kumbaya my lord, we need peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We want peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. Cadavere, 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 cadavere. Gabuda cadavere, cadavere, cadavere.
Okay, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome back. I can now confirm that we have everyone seated in the studio and the discussion has got to commence. The panelists will definitely set the pace and they will determine where we start. We're going to speak in English and speak in Pidgin because one talk for all man. Any man where they listen for we one talk, especially for people who made them where they have a village. Who would like me to understand which will we talk today. Because this war as we stand up so it is like how Mr. President we talked last week for town hall. It's a place where they already for middle water and the wave day. If you turn so you want to go back, you go still meet up the same wave where they it is show the wave where you go and go from front. So wise man no go waste the energy for can't reach your play where they now. Only for turn go back. For no reason we will go turn. So we no go turn. I want to just introduce the people that have a platform right now. We get gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
Thank
If
you,
you on the check my
Paddy.
shots I hear all my voice.
Thank you.
Good evening
Paddy.
from that. Good evening, SOS Zama. Good evening, SOS Frank, for joining me for this beautiful talk. A lot of things is happening. There's some videos I'll be playing along the way as we go. Maybe you want to take the floor for start SOS Zama, please. Maybe we'll start for that level for a general overview before we start move on.
Well, I want to tell country people and say this. So, when your motor tight for mud, they say, "Joy. All man, the worker for push that motor, the way there for that mud. We country, Ambazonia, we dey try for push and way there inside mud right now. We need all man. Some people and they like that people they go for park, they say, "Oh, me, I want to sit down for front because I know push motor." When motor ran tight, all man in power be needed to push that motor. So as some people and therefore back for diaspora here, the fufu we brought and say me they don't follow this train way to go for Boya. When I sabi the thing that lost when I sabi the thing that I lost right now for back home. Not a thing we there for here. We comfortable. We feast it on for here forever. But we fight now because of una. We fight now because of una picking them. We never fight now for we. If some man there they tell you like say I do this, Bamenda man do this, Bamenda man do it, no man no when we be grow up, no man no be no animal like Bamenda man or boy a man or backward man. We just know say we all are the same people. For some people where they there with white baby them for them chin, where they don't take pen their white baby, they for look like say they get wisdom. More than no listen to that kind of people. Na just na Gary boy them. Na Gary boy them where they work. Because they sabi say if it come for the time where Ambazonia don't be settled, then we go put na people where they feel run the country. We not gonna put na rascal them. We not gonna put na Gary boy them. We go put people where they'll be justice for everybody. But Mr. Sofoncha, in the work I say, oh, Bamenda people, graffiti people this, Aboriginal this. I get people the way my family the way they born enough for Victoria. They need to think like people them from my village. They need to think like some of we now for the same family. People that think different from who they grow, who they get their experiences, who they meet to, who they learn from. It be different. It be different like a truck push away there for quarter with some pushing away go for CPC Bali or for Sacred Heart or for Sase. Their attitude them different. They looked in and different. But the thing I say, we not go forget say we be the same people. Although some people they say, oh, I come out for Sase, I come out for Camp Procol, I be different person. No, we all come out for that same quarter. Whether na for Tamlung, or na for Boya Road, or na for Basosi, or na for Konye, or which side will come on, we all are the same people because we drink from the same water source. We be the same people. So if some person did away one lie when I say oh, we did different, Bamenda this, they don't can't take land, they don't can't take this. Not just a foolish person. A foolish person because it's I say people them the community the way they don't get integration, na backward community. If we look at for the most remote villages the way they where people they know the way they come up for other places, the thinking be the same. So they need to change. So things that need to happen for they like it happen for other places. It happen for other places. Look for Victoria. Look at the new building the way they did it. Now because of people that come, Bamleke them, Douala them, Bamenda people them, Manfe people them, Lebielen people them, they're there for Victoria. All them there for Victoria. Now cosmopolitan area, not a place for one person. And some person if claim entitlement for that for exclusively for their own. Bamenda people they say Bamenda, but Bamenda na whole not only Bamenda town, na whole northern zone, the way they think. But I just want to say more as we talk for this program, we talk exclusively for me, I'll talk not only for Pigeon. May a lot of people that understand say it is so not as something where we try for make people them fight against each other. Nobody roll that for this government. We government are for try for bring people together. But I just want to make other people understand, say, independently, we can stand on our own. Yes, we can stand on our own. We have stood on our own. We've done so many big things that if we get to continue for do them from the time we get independent, we should not be like Singapore, them like all this Dubai, the way people they run to go in and now because we were very very advanced from the time we'll be there. So if some people they want to drag we back for put them for the level for La Republique, more I leave them, make them go. If they want to commit suicide, make them not recruit una. Make them drink their poison pill them. Make them not give una own. I beg.
Thank you very much, Sylvester. I go bring Mr. Francis me talk for we now. SOS Frank Chinye. In for talk on for we. You be the man with at the hem of a lot of things will happen now for home front. Self-defense and people. There's so much Ambazonians would like to hear from you at this critical time because we're tired of words. We want reactions. Ambazonians that are watching to me now, I know they're saying yes. We want some things to happen now. July will be there tomorrow. Things have got to start happening. So you have to talk to us, SOS Brown.
Thank you, Director Paddy, fellow Ambazonians, all with mama and papa them, brothers and sisters them for home front. 21 gun salute for all Ambazonian restoration forces them. I want thank una for una good work wey una don dey do am for keep the ground hot and for make oppressor them they know say we no dey play with them. I equally want thank our restoration forces them wey they don ensure say enablers they no go get no place for territory. Yes, I know say it dey hurt we so bad when we see the kind foolish things wey some of our fellow brothers and sisters them they dey do am because they feel say they wan hurt na we. Now the reason that way, if we hear Secretary Zama he talk about the fact say we get for ensure say make we no dey see na our differences them. Make we no dey identify na who side way you comot because we be bigger than that. We all don't see which way this enabler for Boya wey they call him Moja dey do am. But I want tell Ambazonian people they say it days and being numbered. Would he count it days and account them? And we will get to the finishing point. I think say a friend, Ekema Patrick, the whisper for a ear now, but in the year. Because for now, it still feels say it is deal now with the living. It never yet enter the land of no return. I go guarantee say Ambazonian people them, they no go chop shit for your hand. The few individuals them, civilians them, family members them for restoration forces, if we lay hand on them, if he molest them in any form or shape, but the days have been numbered. Equally, I be more than disappointed for fear somebody will at one moment will be thinking say he get small water for your head. For come begin the talk na talk where it concern how will be divided. Make Southwest people take their own special statue run with them. Really? This message it come for tell Ambazonian restoration forces say make una be careful. We don't tell una this idea for one man soldier, this idea for talk say we at the home front will be in charge. Now we there on the ground. Now we go control how things and go happen. Make una see. Yes. Now the former commander-in-chief that will be the work with the restoration forces them. Now he tell una say make una take special statue now. You know why? Because when a agenda be don't get like interim government be keep it aside. Yes. If it still do fine work, una not for even hear my voice today. Because now if for shidon for this chair, as it be shidon, they talk for una. So the reason why we build a structure, the reason why we get a government, now because when you succeed for by one person, you never buy the country. You never take over the revolution. But when you talk say you want to work independently, then a circle of friends them where the Yaoundé Kaba, they don't put them together, they come around you. It go be the very friends and where you be on the chop with them. Now them go take you. Now them be your Judas Iscariot. Now them go take you, go get them back for the colonial master. Now, why that way? It be very, very important. Say, when you dey under a structure like the interim government, make you dey give chance for your local government, your county, and the federal structures them for work with you. Because me wey I dey talk for here, if I be compromised within a month or less, other people then go don see am. Una go don hear people dey like you and them, wey when they sleep, who ancestors dey talk for their ear. They go don dey come out for tell we say, una look out this Secretary Frank dey so, he talk, he don bend. And through that, all we go see am. Because when we come up with information, say some of these with brothers and sisters away, all this money for my trip to Boya be go for their hand. They be been a contractor them. And as a contractor, you get an assignment. When your assignment not finish, money for contract finish, guess what? You find the highest bidder. And most of them, they don't get the highest bidder now in La Republic. When they take them, success come out and go join them. Oh, when I come, we'll go for the corner. Oh, we'll go this side. After, only them go to take AK, put over their front. If I catch you, if I this, why you be lie? All that one are because the contract assignment, the way they be getting with the people of Ambazonia, if it don't expire, now they don't go for La Republic, they get contract with La Republic for return we for them. It no go happen. We come for assure the people of Ambazonia say, shake no day. Make una look with restoration forces that work on the ground. Make una not pay attention only for the small challenges the way we get and left and right. For inside war, you know if you win all the battles them. Some of the battles them, you go lost them. But you go don't learn your enemy is strength inside that battle. So that when you want engage for front, you go know how to deal with it. And make I tell you, any neighbor where he stand, they see my house the burn. In there they help me with quench that fire. No say it be very possible say that fire fit cross reach for your own area. A lot of fire don't dey cross boundary. And na because neighbor them, they nobody call the people the way they burn my own house to order. My house don't finish burn. Now fire don't dey cross boundary. Me neighbor then to test the fire here how it dey. Thank you, Ambazonian people.
Thank you very much, SOS Francis Chenye, for that wonderful talk. We don't talk for we people. I believe say people we hear. Small time I go play una that video for that Chris man we call himself saying so funcha or wait to be the name. So that una say go here talk we Mr. So talk terrible thing. But first, you know, say today I don't bring the people where it matter. All we matter, but people where matter for things where be concerned. When you see Cameroon, they do the way they do, they behave the way they behave, they talk, they cannot talk the way they talk. Now, because it is so, things they happen. They don't try for use Christopher, you know, go, they don't use all kind of people inside. You use people, try for destabilize things them, you know what I find. Now that they use even people who did diaspora for talk dirty talk. And number one person where they don't use now. So we say when you don't start talk that kind of way in so the talk. It means say they say you don't lick oil, you don't lick salt. That's what happen. I want bring me Fombat talk for we. Fombat. Now people where they make things happen for Fako. Plenty things we will talk precisely, but I want me to talk. We don't see some things that happen these days for corner and this Balok Pikin, where he call himself say Moja. And then for Victoria. Moja for Isa Victoria. They just the wakai book man say with impunity, just they beat any man, do anything you want to do. Colonizer don't use it. Maybe today we will know say slave master colonizer they use the same strategy. Use to people, get to people. Una just look this. I know they understand from by talk for we are back.
Yeah, thank you for say you bring me again. Ambazonian people, I salute. As I did so, I see day from my workplace. But when Ambazonia call, it means we not feel resist. So I salute una. I bring una 21 gun the fancy salute. Something they we always want for make it be very very straight. You know this moja moja and so funcha. We will go for moja moja. One thing we will get for known as say moja moja, you know, fit stand the restoration forces on the ground. You know, fit stand the FACO action force. ESSM no, because in 2 or 3 occasions, it don't run now with its slight. You know, in short, now the mercy. Then they say some spirit distinctly say you still get a chance to change your ways because you cannot fight yourself. The fight with moja moja the fight. Moja moja the fight na itself. The fight na itself. Ekema, they fight this fight. But what's Ekema day today? People they want Ekema. They make all kind video. Beg Ekema. Call one-on-one call. Even me, I will make a one-on-one call with Ekema. Talk to Ekema. Ekema say na Ebi King Kong. We see video where they work at the beat people on the street, move gun, shoot one them in broad daylight. According to ye, Ibu one satisfy master from the crumbs where they get up. But we say Ekema today. I think the one way moja moja to make us know. In why didn't start because wait Ekema we make up for 2017. 2017 going into 2018. Wait Ekema we make up for inside Buya, inside Fako. If it be na something way it blow alarm. But moja moja no. All this one they work at the cash innocent civilian around town. They parade them on for video, they torture, they molest them. I don't know why na a game because Russia say La Republique du Cameroon na it be very very vulnerable now. Any video make an answer for scam. Moja moja they simply use it in now for scam a master to make me more money enter for you. That is the agenda. But it no matter whether na this agenda, moja moja get for no. Say the civilians where they parade them on the streets, inside is so-called palace, beat and torture people that are picking them mercilessly. This one, it don't already cross the red line. Moja moja, it already cross the red line. And no one comment go further, but I go only say me and Ambazonian people, they continue to pray for the boys on the ground. Yeah, Mona continue to pray for the boys on the ground because they don't miss moja moja 2 times. I think that time where he be organized that Malay dance, he remember. That time where he be by mistake enter a corner, he remember. Moja moja. Moja moja. Make I go now to Sofuncha. Before I comment before Sofuncha, we want to say director, Mr. Paddy King. That video was so funny. I will not give a put of ABC. But it simply help for propagate some of these people the way they get agenda, but sell their agenda. You know, for make them for make them relevant. Because so funny, make to be told, say so funny be don't be relevant. But the whole the year trajectory now where they bring tribalism, tribalistic tendencies when so funny they bring now inside this liberation struggle. It is simply tell Ambazonia and say, me we are not saying so funcha and a person will be there for the ASC during my trip to Buya. So funcha take the highest amount of money. I don't tell so funcha say so funcha if you want argue this, let us do a debate on one on my trip to Buya. The ASC They be used by trip to buy money, give so Foncha 3 AK-47. No, 3 big rubber gun. 3 big rubber gun with the popcorn there. But as I tell you now, whether so phone shall be buy that in them with that money or buy that in them now one story to the other. Till date, till today, will not ever see even head. I mean head for that RPG. One of them. Don't ask so Foncha, ask them in meetings, ask them so many times. So Foncha now one discussion, one narrative, one agenda to the other. It become to a point where for the ASC, they be sucky. They be sacked for so Foncha because it records below it over poor embezzlement, lies telling, manipulation. Then so Foncha go talk about Graffiti people and Bamenda people and Southwest people. But so Foncha, tell me we go announce and say, you don't arrest a Kema. I wonder whether a Kema will be a Graffiti man. And so Foncha will be a Graffiti man that time where they arrest a Kema so that they can publicize them on TV. May they clap for ye. Say don't arrest a Kema. What will be happen that time, Mr. So Foncha? Where you don't make you now, you don't change until so Foncha say it don't fail. Money don't finish. Where the only thing we go do now for join the enemy, sell our boys on the ground, manipulate the people, and take crumbs from La Republique. And so Foncha don't take crumbs to La Republique. He has been to La Republique twice and back. If so Foncha lie, make Kanto say a lie. I don't tell so Foncha say make we open a debate one-on-one on this. He is a sellout, and this type of sellout we will see also in our midst. Make Ambazonia people they know very well. Because when we reach Obuya, the two will go do for some of these sellers and these confusionists. These people every day they decide now one group after the other, one IG after just bring divide and rule for our middle. We not defeat go ahead with the struggle for meet up. When we go reach Obuya, some of these people them now for the way to go set the first exam, make a talk for TV me on man here. Whether my country people cut this thing, put them, make it propaganda, or make them beg me Ambazonian people know say this time, no, we're not time we'll go to take and play. When we reach Obuya, we go settle the scores for Obuya. All these people they project themselves. Now Ambazonian struggle don't be now one way any Jack and G, you go one be the leader. It wonder me. Now it's where you see a lot of confusion there on the ground. And too much confusion. Too much confusion.
Any
now
man, any man want to night on. SOS Zama. I don't know if you want to put back your camera on. Would they on you already? But we will continue before he join we. You know, say most of the okay. Thank you very much. You run for front. Mom will see her face fine. I will try to drag you, bring her. No worry, as we go to talk, I go drag you, bring her. So that me a face to flop for screen now. With all my own flop. Okay. Ambazonia people listen for now. We get plenty to one talk, and then we go put call me the people call so that any man talk he own talk way. It if he belay way the vexy. But again, I say we not fit talk strategy, but at least we need for talk when a strong talk. Mommy say better talk. We don't see from, but I'll come back for you. You don't say man not play that video. I think say I not go play. A lot of Ambazonians not even like make a play. As I even share the publicity, some Ambazonians not even like me talk about Moja. We need to talk about Moja because it's an important person. The only reason we want even just talk now because the guy don't make himself notorious. The Chris man, dirty mbanga smoke dirty cigar. It is just we don't smoke, I don't hang for a head. I don't go do that small wish. For corner side what I camp, it take with people, it beat them. Anyhow, as he find as his skin show, he beat any man. Throw him for down. You want a serious thing. I talk for you, SOS Zama, because at this time where Amazonian people look you is an eye, you be one of those who you talk with these people for ground plenty. Our own people, we part of your duty for this government, and for ensure say we protect we people, not be only for La République au Bolo intervention rapide, but for people like Moja when I Nebla na Black Leg. We should run for television talk anyhow we want talk. But people like this one, when they don't decide say they go work with enemy for do we bad. When I don't worry as soon as I see when a brother waka, like he talk in the workplace, but each say go more join this talk. Now SOS a man, what we talk for we?
Well,
What you think
Moja
say with
Moja,
people fit do for help your work with work? I know I may talk your strategy, but what you own people supposed do
you
for
see,
help say me people like the one more help more correct them.
when they come for kill people for Ambazonia, they know they look whether you be supporter. No, they kill Moja Moja, a friend, not too long ago. They kill Moja Moja, a friend, not too long ago. Now, so he cry like Aquara. The thing where then I say, we get to understand, say, Moja, the work now for La Republique du Cameroon. Moja, now we own sworn enemy. You know, they try to do anything where you're good for we people them for Amazonia. He talks say Southwest, this. Um, to be honest, we get to look at say the thing the way he do. Just the mere thing the way they do, it be criminal. Whether you like the fight or the fight or not, but just what it do for we people that we neighbor them, it be criminal. It be criminal in the sense say it go catch mommy pikin, beat am, go lock am, make am they go put am say na Amber supporter. It go catch boys the way they just do their small work for quarter. Oh, na Amber supporter. Any person who don't like him, he call an Amber supporter. They will beat people, they bleed all over. Broke someone, then teeth them. Broke someone, then jaw them. Broke someone, then food them. I think say for any man when a person will call himself say be Ambazonian, will be good at that say be Ambazonian. Moja gotta go. We get to go all outright for Moja, like we go out all right for B, the way they come from Bulu. We don't get to look at Saint Moja now among we. If you get your enemy inside your house, you get wishman for your house where they kill your people then. Now your job for finish up the wishman. Anyhow you feed one. Now time for go from Gambia, you get to go for preserve your people. Because Moja, no na we, na them. Now one of them for that friend side. It just talk now, it talk country talk like we do it call itself say be chief. Now which chief they were they for all of Ambazonia where don't come out, you go catch people, they beat them. When I fish show me any man, no one know they like that. So Moja case na examples where they say na an enemy where it beat with people and brutalize them. But now we tell the population now on a job, for deal with Moja. Now on a respective job for Moja for go around the hurt when people kill when people. We not we just lucky enough to see someone the way that we be sure say don't kill a lot of people there. Because it talks in a job. It's in a job for kill people on behalf of La Republique. So when I day out there, when I talk say Moja or this or Southwest or this, more I watch what I do because it started like this. When he killed this one, nothing not happen. He killed the next one, nothing not happen. He will come for you. And when it come time for you, no man know they for talk. And at that point, you know if you complain for anybody because nobody know even they for listen. So we get to do what we get to do. Moja then declare himself persona non grata. It mean I say he then declare himself say we don't want you for inside Ambazonia. If you want work for La Republique, may go for La Republique. We know leave him may sit down inside Ambazonia. They do the thing way they do. And we leave this one up to now. Whether now we soldier the way they for ground, or now we civilian them, or now we mommy them or papa them, when I get to put this picking put it for down, talk with you or deal with you the best one I feel. Because nobody so normal person. When are we own picking with the born and for Ambazonia mama a womb, it behave like this. Now typical way to the call and say black leg. It ain't work for we. It ain't work for independence. It ain't work for we liberty. It ain't work for we thing that what we get to do. What if Bamenda picking the land do for Southwest, they work for cocoa farm, they work for farm. They bond the people that are down there. Now their citizenship, they belong in those communities. So when they know, if they go, if you tell say they come out for metal, who they know metal for side. So when they never even go for metal land. So make this man not stop this nonsense, say, oh, this or that. But at the time I say, when I see the video the way they make it is sure and say, oh, at the key, when I picking the way I will do, when I not gonna do nothing for me. That is the way they talk. So I want for trust when I say when I feel do something for this man. Now when I job. Now when I job for protect all Ambazonian them. And the thing the way moja they do, no be Ambazonian.
Yeah, and a true talk we talk SOS, because if you look at very well, the easy thing way any man way Cameroon don't buy way it water it top water for mop. The easy word way they come out, they bring the anglophone or Bamenda, Cam no go, and this West dichotomy, this divide. Bulu people don't use naive. But I want to tell you something. With the few enabler, because I'm a minority. Now I want to be even talking, we're supposed to waste a lot of time for talking about television, because true Ambazonian where he want freedom, you know, say all the one are thief. When Bulu people look una, they call all una, whether you come up for Kendem village, or you come up for Mamfe, or you come up for Kilewindi, or you come up for Usai, they call una Baminda. Baminda, that word for them actually mean that say fools. That means they don't take the word, put them for their own meaning. So now the check say you, because for some the body was a geographical location, you be important person thing. For Isa Bulumai, you are just a fool. You be just wait bookman will talk say priceless. Now they talk that in SOS amount. Let me that book don't come on my head.
Useful
Talk,
fool.
say they call us say price. It's like a priceless inheritance. So the no one left we go. Now whether you see that one way they like mosquito where they call them Cabral be. It go can't stand up for television. Talk for they say me they do me they just wipe all we one time for by force, say me na by force, by power. More here for them. As the matter then also SOS Frank I come for you. If you see what way they happen now, Swiss talk day in motion. Thing they happen tomorrow. Ma remind una tomorrow. Mr. President don't talk say go there for the town hallway team Ambazonia, they organize them for it is start exactly. I think I will confirm them for the people. But by 7:30, the Zoom link don't be open. So if you start joining, I don't know if na 7 the flyer will don't send outside the talk say 8 o'clock. But then I say it will start before that time. So we'll try for CC news go finish before that time. So that me all Ambazonia way they make it connect, make una join because but una will discover a lot of things. So the talk we find for the one while I bring all the commander them for ground. Me they can't talk for una because a Swiss process day in motion. Let me say it happen. Better talk don't they happen. And they talk happen now because of action way the people where they shouldn't hear, they don't make them it happen for ground. Now, SOS from I come for you now. Cameroon be unapologetic. Cameroon never show no sign. Say play with this so they want even humble themselves. Even though we know say the word on the pass them, so they use wayo, cut corner, go for this side. Come for their media, talk say they no one talk with Dr. Sako, but send their smutty people for Washington. Say me they tell Dr. Sako, say me thought there was a hotel, me they talk. Dr. Sako say no, ngang. But we need to make sure meet as they want do the one, so they want move we for game because say they want force with people for ground. An example now the one way they happen right now, SOS. You get to talk for we. Time don't reach way. We Ambazonian people we supposed to start know way to the maybe a strategy. But one for years bang. Me being a bang. We no one the year talk it go. How you put your people, how you put your people for ground together for make sure say this so as this July they start when money start enter plenty Amazonian they wait now wait. So one they vex, why they know I even start this drafting. And may they just start give money now. How you put your people for make sure say things they happen. May the story this year be better past the last year. I know say now you be chairman for Gokitunja Tawe Fee Marshall be do that BB action. Talk for me.
Thank you, Paddy. I think say if I make it be very clear for all Ambazonians and say this interim government we need to sleep. Sometimes things they kind of look a little slow, but in the background a lot they go on. You know, say when pot don't bubble reach on level, you dey open the cover small, so that me air pass there, me no the overflow. La Republic know very well say we know the play na play with them, and their strategy don't be exhausted. Now they come up with one story or the other, but the good thing I say the ARF them they be don't give everything where they get for make sure say make we land it be free. I thank them for that. Now would you work so hard for make sure say every Ambazonian restoration force where it dey do the right thing, where it dey follow a chain of command. It dey under a LGA, it dey under a county, make them be very guaranteed say their needs then go be met. Would it build momentum right from the grassroots for reorganize with various churches them, so that the restoration forces them they go get that true love for one another for work as a family. I know say a lot don't go on. I know say things they don't happen where plenty Ambazonia and they not even 1 year in a year. But I want just beg we say we know so we then for war. And during war time, some kind action in the way, even Christian, it be permitted for take up because na self-defense. We for this interim government would ensure say this year as the draft money they enter, na so una go the year kukumbia ko dem for ground. As the days that they unfold, all we go to see am. The train it don't kick off. But for the brothers and sisters them, where they be being misled by one thing or the other, the chance and the door is still be open for them. Because we would now for independence train, we know there for decentralization, we know there for federation. If you don't enter any of that train them, no even follow we. Because you no go get any use. For the ARF them, I know say we get some distractors them out there right now, where they go call you. They talk say, oh, when we not take that action, like that one we not be taken that day for draft, may we not know send an for Dr. Sakoi people them, we fit give una small money, we not send am for we. A lot of people then fail for understand say the success way with the record and today. Now the sleepless nights the way we don't go for a couple of years. When you think say you feel overtake the interim government, when you sit down sometime, you dey onto your couch for your house. You dey see action on the ground. You dey suddenly think say that action there it just happen now by a stroke of luck. When you jump wake up, you run your mouth, you promise some few fans and wait away you know fit do am. Then you go enter field, you don't even know who side for start. You start calculate say, oh, with 1 million, man fit buy like 5 AK them. Good luck with that. Restoration forces moon are not fall for that. Because person will not even know how much collapse it costs. Then it promise you for you collapse and a foolish person. Because if the person be truly know say you need that collapse, if you first find out the price. So that when one talk with you, me know they run him out. This interim government, they do everything for organize the ARF them for a professional way. Make una look clean, una do clean job, una build good relationship with una communities them. Because as I dey always talk, your community na your first line of defense. When the community no be happy, what do you expect? Na dem go show you where you dey hide. So no matter what we dey do, make we dey pay attention for the bill we breaches dem na for bill am, no be for the broker. But in that same dimension, any enabler wey e be confirm say na an enabler, make una deal with it the way wey they dey deal with enablers. We no get room for anybody for betray we. We for the Department of Self-Defense, we dey on board na for make sure say any strategic move wey una wan take am, make we see how for fund una. When any accident happen for our own side, make we know how for address am. When we get our own brothers and sisters dem wey dey dey sick, make we know how for assist them. We no dey here for dictate for una. And if una don dey listen fine, Director Paddy don talk say the Swissless talk e dey in motion. The mediation e dey in motion. And I dey guarantee una say as a government, we go fight for give we people them the best. Anybody wey e start the shake, we go shift it aside. We wey we dey for government right now, no be we go talk on behalf of the people them, but we go be very close because we go put our ear for that door. If you talk inside the way you know correct way, I don dey fight all this time, I dey jam that door enter. And when I enter, that principal go comot, and that principal na this interim government. And if the principal don withdraw from the talks them, then that talks dem no fit continue because now we dey control the ground. Make it be very clear for Ambazonia and them. Say this interim government it dey control 80% for the action the way it dey on ground. And no talk, no dey anywhere where they go sit down the talk where this interim government it no be 100% represented. It no go happen. Because now we go be that last people them for talk say it is well. Now why that way it no fine? Make you dey try for do anything where you no get a chain of command. Because that chain of command, no be because some person like power, but now that opportunity where it go always dey, so that if one of the wing them is start leak, if a person comot inside that field, not only a wing go leak, and they go easily identify and quick change them. But when you take all your eggs, you go put am inside basket for person way, it already hand you back for that side. Day one break, it call you. Make I give una one example for that kind of people them. They go call you restoration forces. They go talk so easy. And you fit snap the kind stick where you hold a ma send you granite. You no need for see my stick before you send me granite. If you be really calm now for help me, you go send me the granite where I ask am where you no see my stick. Anybody where he talk say he want see a stick before he send you granite, he define way for disarm you. He want know how many stick then they around that church, so that when that Ghana call them for La Republic, they enter that area, they go know how for fight una. I dey beg una say, we for this interim government, we go stand with una. Make nobody in no fear. Una get confidence for which way we dey talk. Because some of we, as if you see, now work I don't live and dey talk for Ambazonia people now. If I no be like am, I for concentrate for my work. When I finish, I drink my mimbo, chop my life. I no care whether some place there again where they call am home. Because na no be under stick as she don. Na inside house. Wey mean say I fit still go without Ambazonia. But when we come on board, we dey beg una. Say make una look winner like una partners them. Make we fight this fight. Because if I hold am for head, you hold am for foot. Then Paddy get power now for box and for belle. And that animal go calm down. And when e don calm down, then we dey talk na on top the animal, we no dey talk na corner the animal. Because of what use e go be? Me when I use see antelope for bush, you start talking na you get intestine, I dey say na me get food them. Paddy dey say na you get neck. But we will never even near the antelope. It makes sense. May we catch am first, my people. Then we go talk. Thank you.
The SOS Frank, you don't talk some talk way. I for like make SOS Zama add day, but I want me get ready because I would like a me add, but my come for do brother when I be chief man for Fako. You know say Fako don't get a lot of controversy, a lot of corner side water talk, side talk, any man talk his own. Now Ambazonia and the at least don't know who be the relative people because one thing very warn I say any man fi check anything for your head, talk. Any man fi calculate on for inside head, talk am. But when the big thing way another man no fi easily talk now for challenge you say, if you know say you dey talk true, come to me. From don't talk 2 times. Today now number 3 time. We don't talk with don't talk the talk with Pastor Commando on air. He challenge people, Mola he did them. He challenge and so they another picking for corner road to picking way. After I don't smoke strong cigar, he now want divide with people them. From back, it be critical. You don't challenge people. At least any man we want disprove you may come. I don't want to talk any of the bad side way with you. I want to talk the good side for 2 hours. The first day with me, I take phone talk with you. I don't need talk with you not through third party. Number 1 day I talk for you now for 2020. I don't know if you remember. If not in November or December 2020, we would do flyer them for things for send. Dr. Tita don't call me. I did not call me. Paddy, you get to do so. Send flyer. That's 2020. Chan begin today. They call me, say my do then it be show say Mola edit them with Reverend Asom. They don't take money, disappear. Money never day, but we now get to stop Chan. And the ultimate way I you know the way they talk. It tell you say from back. If you do so, I go give you so. You talk some talk that then at the day that I start believe you because I don't get a lot of negative things about you. I don't even 1 year about you. I never like to talk about you. But on that day, I start believe you. You tell we say by tomorrow, this time, this go happen. And when it go happen, me they send you that money. That money will come out of a president basket. That time they still call them president basket. And it won't be that next day, the thing happen. Now, Madam Irene hustle that money. I think Dr. Tita be give for part for that money $1,000. Where president be call like 5 or 10 people made a gather that money. So now, with that confidence for you, also something there about sticks. SOS don't talk about sticks. Stick better stick for hand. I know strategy don't change now. I know you use sticks. Pop concept, they don't change the level for popcorn. Now another thing. It happen now, so wait till it happen. We not already for July because they want to be June again. June they die today. We not inside July, so rainy season is start. Wait till you think say that boy them as well SOS say when SOS talk 80%, I know say they talk because you are to work together. You feel give it confidence, say Fakwa say stand up now. Now so it will happen. We will stop all the dirty talk for quarter for Fako, all the naughtiness go stop.
Okay, thank you. Before I want reassure Ambazonian people, First of all, what I want to talk now for you now, this La Republic divide and rule, this tribalistic, animalistic, because I call it this animalistic tendency where our people don't become victim of until they use them against themselves. A question I want to ask them, especially for Sofoncha and Moja, where they run around there, they call graffiti, Bamenda people and things like that. I want to ask them, say, Kenkeleri them where they inside Boya, inside Limbe, and littered everywhere. When they tell me one Bamenda man we own one of those Kenkeri them. All that boulangerie them, the biggest businesses them for inside Fako, the federal capital. May they tell me one Bamenda man we own any of those flamboyant businesses. May they check out for inside Sonara. They tell me look inside the people that they should do inside offices. From the general manager until to the driver, the manager's driver. May they tell me which Ambazonian where he don't take which Bamenda man they among that people there. If Bamenda man one day for inside Sonara, just like the Bakure man, what will be their job? They are cleaners. Now they sweep, they clean the chapia grass for outside, sweep the toilets, dry clean the floors. Now the job that they do. But you know what Bamenda man they can do for Fako? Bamenda man they can't enter inside bush and walk in planty. Planty where you go feed everybody without discrimination. You go walk, mommy go walk in Jama. You go feed everybody without discrimination. And then these loop homes, hooligans, they commode the parade street in the name of this La Republique so-called tribalism. It be so shocking to our people because of crumbs where they fall from the tables of the master, of their master, of the colonialists, of the terrorists, of the oppressor. They use them on their own selves. On their own self. Now, Sofoncha not stand again for two-state federation. Now, Sofoncha stand for confederation. 10 states. 10 in one corner, 10 states, on 10 regions, on 10 provinces, on 10 witty. Some of these people, them, after they don't finish embezzle money for Ambazonia and their money from my trip to Boya as contractors with nothing to show. The Russians say all channels for receive funds have been blocked. Now they run around now for go to the master. The only thing I will sell the vulnerable begin the way they be under their control. There is nobody now in the form my heart for this struggle. Because at least I know Moja. Say Moja from day number one, he don't decide as he go be. But no be somebody like Sofoncha. People like this one, Sofoncha, Dr. Caster, why do they used to call that name Nasivity? Some of these people, they don't take their two legs. A Bini will be see video where a Bini that they hand money for a Christmas, a Bini for inside La Republic. What I go now for go contest which election? And I put another will see come inside our means. We'll take them, we'll put conversation for them. We'll talk Ambazonia with them. Traitors in broad daylight. Traitors in broad daylight. Make these people they know, say some of us would already decide voluntarily. Say, we don't get nothing to do with La Republique. And if this struggle could be say, God forbid say end, we don't already make our mind say we go live for diaspora till. When I see I didn't walk. For this play a day, not to lack. I didn't work. At the end of the month, I'll get my salary. What are they for this struggle for? Now, because I know feel stand the molestation, the killing, the atrocity, the unemployment, the suffering of our people. Never na all man for Ambazonia get this advantage, this opportunity to get them people play with. So because I did for you, I no go forget the people different back home. Anybody must get a decent life. You must get 3 square meals on your table. That is why we are fighting. And we go fight this fight until the last man standing. Till we get freedom. And
You know,
freedom.
they talk
When
where
freedom
you talk this talk, say, when you talk this talk, say we go fight this fight until the last man standing. They talk sweet plenty because they give hope, but right now we know they have a level. SOS, turn your camera. SOS, bring yourself back. Time not sure you get to talk. We know they have this
make make
place
I
where
make I come back for finish the part for talk about Fako for the Ambazonian people.
go. Talk about that Fako quick. Because now you are 1 year.
Yeah,
And at the open phone line
yeah.
small time. Ambazonian people as soon as they hear me, the day for here today, I don't catch them, they don't green, they don't day. I hold them. Say they more talk today. Oh, when I worry them till the vex una for una belle. Now una go give them money. Now una give them money. Una call them, talk for them.
Ambazonian
They go
people,
here. I go put them up as small time.
we don't come out. We don't come out. If I dey come out about 3 times, and this is the third time come on your television because this is the people's television. And I don't come out tell una our difficulties for the federal capital territory, Fako. I don't tell una the difficulties we face.
Unknown caller.
I don't tell una last time una become bundle for 2020, contribute huge sum of money. Now me, I be there for ABC, for beg una. And when I be respect the call, when I be come inside generously for can't help when I begin them for ground where they die every day for una. But unfortunately, the money when I be give, you not reach them. You not reach them. The money tied for 3 way, they end for which side to end up for which room or for which parlor or for which beer parlor or end up for which quarter. No man no get idea. The only difficulties what they face, where the boys that they face on the ground, bring now their voice for una. Say una forget all what you at the year, all acrimony, their worry, their point of worry. Where you see every day they go talk in sometimes when picking knows people talk, it go only do something way, papa, it go hurt mommy, it go hurt papa. Yes, all we don't pass through that stage. Una come, give that picking them the financial support. Anything they need them, they will get them. And then we will hear this story for Fako. We will see whether Fako no go back for what TV day. Even now, with little or nothing, the one will come out from the federal government for support them, they do actions. Things that Fako never be for a month, we will not hear some action.
Ma
Fako
ask
never
you
be a
a quick
month.
question. That video we'll see Kemi I should share. I will not get time for sure because we'll take call for people more time. And I want me as a matter. I want to ask you quick. That thing will happen for a corner where that boy them they talk. Now you sabi what it happen.
Now, which did that?
I think not just a few days. I think that yesterday we Kemi shared the video.
Well, a lot of things do not happen within this period for Ikuna, for Victoria, for
Yeah,
Boya,
just give
even
me
yes.
example for some them surround me with people where they watch me, they picking glad because they talk for you now before encourage them. Made they glad before they start meet up president them and people where they talk for town hall meet where start tomorrow. The important I say we talk, we
Yeah,
give that kind of example surround me with people here and no say at least when I do something for them.
I think for Victoria, we will see we must start first of Victoria. For Victoria, we will see these ghost fighters for town where they will go carry out some economic sabotage for these people that they smuggle still carry our resources to La Republic. They will burn some tractor, and then for Boya, I think that was Monday Ghost Town. The ghost fighter for Boya will dey around. We cause a lot of mayhem to Ghost Town violators. Because what we don't tell us when I say when I get 6 days for work, we get 6 days for work. When I get only one day, that day is a day of resistance. That day na day when I fit pay homage and respect for people that don't die for this struggle. That day na day where if you take am like a day of protest, you just sit down for house. That day na day where if you take am like a day of prayer, you just sit down for house. But some enablers them, some people wey dey remember say na only for Monday wey they go do business. Those people una no go go free. Trust me, una no go go free. If una go free today, tomorrow no go free. Because we get tentacles and spectacles that they monitor una every now and then. Una no go free.
Thank you
For
very
a
much.
corner,
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, finish him. Finish that talk.
yeah.
Finish what you
For
want
a,
to talk, my
for a,
brother. Finish him.
yeah, for a corner, we'll be aware. Say La Republic it worry those boys a corner because inside a corner now we get like six La Republic B camps in different corner. So the other day the boy they carry out some action for a corner day. We they be blow off some motor. Even I get the briefings and I get the videos as well. Every information I get every information on which will happen. So the other day the boy then they cross they go right for Penamboko. They go for there, the harvest once vaccine and then they come back.
Lord, we commit our brothers and sisters that are not here with us.
Okay.
We pray that those of us
Oh,
that
now
are
that much. I sure say, because say SOS from them. As I be aware, say they like say cabinet meeting there today, but the one at governor now. So whether cabinet meeting they take place or they take place, government they go now for before. But before you get 8 million Ambazonia and they will be cabinet members, and they be we need to always make sure say we inform them. Now you don't hear talk with brother don't talk about what happened for Fako. But now I should say maybe I'll use English word Comrade Zama for bring an understanding. Cohesion. You know, say Dr. Sako for me a history maker because in a struggle like this one or a liberation movement like this one is mostly dictatorship. We command the come up from one place, all man respect them all through. But we get what we call shared governance when at the Amber Peace Plan. You get county chairs them or LGA chairs them and county coordinators where they coordinate their counties. Now them they raise money for their counties. And some of them they just use this small money, what another grant or another way to wait for what place where we now the technician they don't succeed to bring cohesion from grassroots, from bottom top. Cohesion what I mean say is strategy. Okay, small thing don't enter for Calabash. Any man just put your own cup, the turn am una get away una regulate before if nothing will not happen before where people any man just use it on. You know, say that one of a productive procedure. Now why do you get some people just waste because maybe because of the money they have you just send them down. Or because you see some fight at the cry, you just send them. We need to put priority and strategy. Now they ask now you Zama for tell me the challenges where some of them don't face. And the strategy I don't put in place. This one a strategy where at least we talk maybe one for ground for bring cohesion when it comes to implementation from every LGA into the central government. Talk for me, I beg you.
Well, we wait to go on now, which is it be better than we be do the last 5 years. Now accountability, accountability in the sense say, when you are given something, you are expected to show the result where which they will give you the intention of what you use the money for. So we get a lot more of that than it be before. So we know say if we send money for somebody to do whatever, to supply or to buy or to do anything, we know say that money is gonna for a real person real time. It will show which way it go by picture or demonstration of whatever we ask me buy. It doesn't like, so you send some picking may go buy you shoes from market. You go come back, bring you the shoes. But tell you, say he get the money back or he go, see shoe, he just stay quiet. Now the kind of way that every day before. But now we give you shoes, when you go market, you tell you say for market a day. When you say you look at the one and this one they look at the price and this way day. Now the money this one I get them. I go think I'll get this one or that one. When you come back for house, you show me how that shoes fit for your foot. So we say yes, we don't get the shoes we correct for do the thing what we do. Whether I for go match or I for go for church or whatever. So what we do now, these people they work now for this fight, even though everybody they work in a volunteer service. Now we be accountable to every person, to ourselves, to the unit, because if they send you go do something, you go, buy the thing. You come back now your unit, they go ambush them. Now your unit, they go kill them. Now you go there for cry die. So this thing the way they kill picking them one back, we all the feel them. Sometimes that we need sleep, we just get bad dream them. We woke up at night with the sweat because we did life with this picking them for the struggle where they go. So we get the cohesion in the sense say now that they go back to their various LGAs to get the funding. Some funding they come from LGAs, some funding they come from federal government, depending on which what we need to do. But the bulk of the spending where they come for defense and all that now for the LGAs. Now why would the talk say contribute to your LGA so that you know who to really be accountable to? Not that Dr. Sacco, like they will talk, Dr. Sacco don't do this. Dr. Sacco never ever touch money with his hand. But everybody, they say Dr. Sacco. Yes, we get to understand, say, sometimes the way he get to sign document and for money, mean I say, now he take the money. It mean I say, yeah, he don't sign, he don't reach a certain amount above which way me have he sign, which way where the Secretary for Defense he sign. We go say, okay, now another level that for check, for control. So we know, say, hey, if this thing was $100,000, now you, Mr. President, now you will sign. So you get to know who you sign for, which you get to follow up. Now the department for presidency, they follow up that kind of one. So, but we there as a day now, I think say which we would do right now, it's very, very important. It's seamless. So when thing they come out, whether not for side, whether not for ground one or not for ground zero, or home front, we will get funding. We do the thing, we do, and we know say everything is going on. Like when I see all the fight, when I just say if we nobody use this money for buy the thing away, we use them for fight these people them. They don't finish we all. But because we fight back, they run. You see, sometimes when they come for field, they can't fight with people, they run, go move na mommy them for inside house, papa them inside house, take them hostage, go shake them down, take money from them. We get the stick that we will get them now because of we ability, now because of we financial capability. So I tell any man, may go back to your local government area, you contribute your money because this fight they so they no man of the way he never know some person where they kill him, well the people kill him from this fight. Because all the community then for Ambazonia, it don't be touched by this fight. So man be they talk nonsense about like so fun this war be start mostly in a foresight, not for daddy, Kembong area them and all that stuff. This war be start now for day. Now this place how the real war be start. So be start now because say they be choose and say Bamenda people they be daily or anything. They will not say now the place that will resist and start. And Manfred and been a very important place for we own history for Ambazonia. A lot of these conferences the way we prepare that we get them, it will be based a lot now for Manfred. Manfred will be some sort of a quasi capital for political capital even before Boya. So when we talk all this blah blah blah, we get to understand, say we get to tell with people the truth because we people that know book, we know book. So more is let the people that understand, they'll know what to do. But as they talk, this fight now any money fight. This fight now any money fight. So even if you put now your $10 or now $5, we all put small. Now so Njangi day. Njangi now you chop today for tomorrow. The thing I just say when you put your money today, it protect your village, it protect your family, it protect your uncle and your neighbor them. So the cry. Because with this die day, so we need to only go now for die now for the people who know. We go for the die for even for the people who don't know. Because me says with COVID, me I don't go bury a lot of people the way they die where they don't get family. Where family no be fit come there. Now we come to hospital go bury these people there. So what we understand say we job now for do we part. Do we part? Because a lot of people they say, oh, that people they old, they know we do anything. Now today, now the time where you get to do your part, your small part. So that made tomorrow, may they not talk so you know we do anything. But I still want to talk and say the people when they blame these our people, then when they go, the front channel and go the MMB lady and all that, they never even read even one page for West Cameroon history. They don't even know. They don't even know the recount. There's a book where they read them. They say the Odyssey. Now the book that the title. Where so one they don't know. May them go there, they'll see personal letter them. Where these when people then put them for the struggle, what is going on? What if they were fighting a humongous task? But these people with the level of education where they get, a lot of them went to school. A lot of these people were students out like a lot of people now, they were students in London, in Ireland, in Scotland. So more we know they talk all this way illiterate, this and that. It was just too much to bear because the British consul to West Cameroon or to the Southern Cameroon was a Machiavellian. Okay, more we understand that.
Yeah.
These people did the best they could. So when we talk, more we give them some reverence, more we give them some honor. They fought the fight. Now we turn now for finish them. They don't carry that ball to the 10-yard line, or they don't have a center field now. Now we end. Now we time for go inside 18, score the goal. Now the goal what we need and that goal na boya.
Thank you very much, SOS Zama, for that talk we talk. But you see, something where really you talk fine talk, but something where I would really want me to talk and where and I feel so you don't really hit them. Perhaps you do it intentionally because also you're a good communicator. Now this liaison between LGA, county, and central government when it comes to not resource management and mobilization, but when it comes to strategy, self-defense strategy and implementation. What level of consultation? Because when we should not like for a situation, when we get a map for down, when they see what it happen, when I know exactly what is supposed to happen, which time. Maybe because the people now them get county or edge where they just make abrupt decision where they not consult the technician. Now that liaison aspect, I would like me SOS Frank also chip in something. If you get something, we'll talk for you talk. But I would like I'm going to finish me SOS Frank add something for you.
Yeah, I think the thing where federal government come inside that like big picture view. We get targets where we then let the various counties and various LGA they understand saying that the target this will get. Um, Sometimes modalities for that target, how to acquire those targets and execute those targets, it be based on the commander them on the ground. It be based on their know-how on the terrain, their ability, what we have, logistics, and the ability to go in and out of areas. Um, so those things, and we get a big picture where we give them. I say, okay, now the thing is what we want to do. How we feed one? So we give them a latitude where they get the timing of what they want to do and how they want to do it. But we want the job done. We not to micromanage all these soldiers them a lot on the ground. Then now they get this bullet, they shoot them every day. Now they hear how a movement for soldiers they come every day. Yeah, we give them the targeted intelligence, who's in the day, who they come and who they go, how they come, what kind of equipment, and what kind of maneuvers we can make. When we give them that, we let it to them to execute what is in the field. Because we don't get a real-time approach to that on the field, that they do which way they get that on the field. That one a field execution when I only that them they do that. So in that respect, we get a total view, but the counties and all the other people where they get a little bit of closer to ground management on the home front, they do the execution, especially on the field. And that thing is autopilot. We don't have anything. We don't manage it, and because we don't have a real-time view of what the battlefield is like. They do.
Yes, thank you very much. SOS, you want to add some talk for that talk, SOS Frank?
Yes, thank you, Comrade Zama. I think say for just add that say make we understand say inside the situation room, every county be represented, and in so doing, those commanders they liaison with their LGAs for make sure say the task that we will agree at the federal level for handle them, make the LGS and two they be aware. I think say as Secretary Zamaron talk previously, some small lapses every day where everybody be fit just grab money, do what you want do for your own small unit or LGA or county. But lately, we don't really work hard for system make everything be harmonized. You know, now why that every week the ANSC they meet on Fridays for make sure they make every commander give a report of what did happen for a territory. You know, every now and then we get briefings them. With those briefings them, it help for bring the federal government very close to the counties and the LGS. I think say when resources then come in, it'll be very, very important. Say make accountability it take priority. And for that accountability will be successful, the commanders them and the county or LGA administration they get to be on the same page. And when they do work now based on the playbook way the Department of Self-Defense, the Department of Special Operations, they don't put up at their disposal. When they run into challenges, then they always come back so that we talk and together. I think they will not get no major crisis when it comes to that area, and we hope say even the little flaws and we go to see them as we progress, because sometimes you draw some roadmap, but in the course of that proposal, you encounter some challenges them where you go back for that roadmap for go update them or for go fine tune them. Now the same thing inside the revolution. When you look the progress, you know, it will be sit down, do a 5-year feasibility study, you know, with a strategic plan before teachers and lawyers then come up for street. The thing for don't finish. It not be happen. There was no planning. Now why that way if you look with development plan, we'll start right from them. That peace plan them, you know, catapult them. From there, we gradually progress. And if anybody they were in to see that progress, now because the person he discover now say we don't go too far, where them where they don't choose for no stand with we, it don't be too late for them to enter. And you know some people then they way their natural way and say any place where they go, they get to lead. So anything where you start them, where they know they or where you bring the idea, they criticize and say it not go work. Then you struggle on your own with the few way they will believe you. When I start the project, when they turn around, they see the milestones where when I don't cover them, the only thing where they go do now for fight for destroy them. And not that destruction not be because they don't like them. No, they struggle for broke the house, for fit inside the foundation before me they build them back. We're in a very, very unfortunate situation that with some of our people there. So this interim government, now why that the interim government because take a foundation, it be the grassroots. Because when that grassroots they don't stand, you need for uproot now the grassroots them before you feel broke down this interim government. So with the work, with the liaison, with all the counties them, even with the challenges them, sometimes the movement it not really flow, but we'll get the trust say over time, everything will be in place. And that cohesion, it will always be our prerogative for make sure say everything where it happen inside any county, any LGA, make we get win of it. Yes, sometimes when they are Secretary of Defense, because of a very busy, tight schedule too, something if it happen, we are not here. But the department get more than we 5. What it means say when Secretary Zama be busy, I be available. When I be busy, Deputy Mayor be available. When Deputy Mayor be busy, Deputy Blash will be available. If not, the Chief of Staff for Self-Defense, Commander Maxolus, he could be available. If not, all the regions them, they get regional commanders them. Midland regional commander, now Commander Wilson, he always be available. Atlantic, now Commander Fomba already on call here. It cover the whole of Atlantic. Anything will happen inside Atlantic, if you cannot reach us, the regional commander is there. Savannah, now Commander Joe Bashir. So this commander them, they did it too for help. And under those commanders them, they get their county CDOs them, where they report for them. You know, under the county CDOs them, they get their LGA commanders them. And under the LGA commanders them, they get the home front churches there now, where they get from their field marshals all the way to their foot soldiers. So now a chain of command way it be well structured so that information not be lost. And in that midst, all we will always be updated for move this revolution forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SOS. You don't talk something where you provoke this other talk. You know, Ambazonia people wait to watch number they for screen the number na 13055155170. When I fit call for when I sep begin ask that question, then you know sabi say one man there is sabi all things. So I don't ask them my own, I don't try my own. I don't try ask the question where I feel if you ask her for my belly, plenty still there. But I think say if I may you to ask the one way they hot your heart plenty. I was smart, I gotta go through the comment and for read what it happen. So the line don't open when I feel picking call so that these people waste you don't feel go answer on a question. Now from by me I come back for you. You hear SOS talk about cohesion, liaison, the two SOS, they don't talk say that liaison they and like you like commander oh, for Atlantic. You know, so one thing we did not always for succeed for bring this boy them. I don't expect so we'll do 100%, but now for be able to put the boy there for way the fit follow up with something, understand and then do them the way it's supposed to be. Based on this structure we did for down, how facilitating it be for you with you, your boy, them and government.
Okay, thank you. I think I go talk one line. I day work. I go talk one last time because I get a meeting the next 20 minutes.
No problem.
So I will talk the one then I go end. So yes, one way we dey facilitate for make sure say we work in cohesion with the interim government. Now say inside our different regions or our different counties, we always create that opportunity. First, say we hold meetings with the boys on the ground, with the DSS, and sometimes with the commander-in-chief. I think he don't attend several of these meetings, talking with the foot soldiers on the ground, and get to hear from them directly, get their concerns, get their worries, and try to see how if na a problem, how if mediate, like the papa for the overall papa for house, and that way that would work in cohesion with the interim government, so that make these boys when they on the ground, may they know say ucho, may they understand how the structure work, may they know the importance of a government in a struggle like ours. Because a lot of people don't run out there through negative talks, try for propagate, confuse the picking them, the boys, the selfless defenders of homeland, defenders of our mothers and children and women, say there was no need for the interim government. And then when someone said there be no need for an interim government, ask someone say you fight for what? You fight for a country. You don't hear a country where you not get a government. You hear a country where it got a whole territorial boundaries. It get a population. It get a size. It don't be a country before. It don't get a government before. But because of the manipulation and the oppression and the suppression from the enemy, they be confiscate and destroy everything where our forefathers built up. And now when they come back, we can't take our country back, we struggle for reinstate the structures back. And then somebody go tell you and say there was no need for a government. I don't know whether na myopic ideology or na just ignorance. So now, Tina, one way that we would try for make this picking them, this boy them on the ground. So they said always call them picking them because some of them say when they fight for ground, they pass you and me for age. Our parents, the way they don't decide, see, even if they no go see Ambazonia, they will do everything they want to do. So in this light, we always meet once a week, once a month, especially at the level of the ANSC. We meet sometimes twice a week. And each meeting where we meet, there must be a briefing from each region, from each county, and county commander one brief for a county. It go include the LGAs within a county. And make we mind us, say there is no intensive security defense discussion where you go take all commanders for a county, put them on one forum and then organize a meeting. That is tantamount to leakage and tantamount to failure. I think that thing they do run tram in the past. Sometime before we even organize a project, yes, say the project don't really leak. Yes, say fighter don't die for so because when you go in an LGA, you see and say inside an LGA, you get 5 commanders for inside one LGA. I mean, one day they for diaspora where they try to coordinate those boys. Inside one LG, 5. We'll get 61 LGs from Ambazonia times 5. We don't already get more than 100 people to attend meeting. 100. And then maybe you go look at within a cabinet and then or within the presidency, you go call and make a come for meeting. Inside one, you call them security meeting on social media where you know fit determine who be who. So I think in the past we don't try some of these things. We don't see and say we were not doing the right thing. So now commander for within a county will come when you get a briefing. If nothing way they want to say make it take and go down, discuss and within a county defense team, you go take and go there. If not a strategy where he come out from the federal government, he come out from the ANSC, the commander in charge of that county, he go take and go brief am. Because at that small unit level, you fit understand who dey for which LGA and who be who you trust and who you no fit trust, how you go do the briefing. So at that level, this way we operate now, I think are the most effective way. And then come to the regions. Just like the regions, we get a regional house. I think all the regions they get a regional house. Where equally,
Yeah.
where
Yeah, we'll get
equally
a
they
caller.
discuss. Okay, the caller, go
Yeah,
ahead.
we'll get a caller on. We'll get a caller here right now. Caller, you dey ask some very very vital question, and where I think say I get the oga them for defense ESSF they go talk. This question all them go answer, especially the other people go answer them. Then go ahead with your question. Would you hear you where you call from? And also you call from home from. For which place besides you call from home from?
I call from Victoria.
Okay, the corner from Victoria. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Where to be your question? Hello?
I call from Victoria.
Yeah, go ahead. Where to be your question?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Since when I get a program when I talk about defense, I want to ask, for example, what will happen for. Yeah, my question now. what happened for Santa. So the weren't there. They asked whether when these boys want to go that type of operation, did they contact commander in chief or did they just decide to go? Then they report after when they don't already go camp.
Okay, thank you very much. Fombat, I will bring you me give. Okay, yeah, Fombat, I will bring you me you answer me you talk for you, but then the person will answer the question and find na SOS Frank and SOS Zama. So Fombat, you just give your last talk. Just wait, they will answer you. Okay, no, me I'm a defense man, so the defense people they for here they will answer them for you.
So what way with the question? I not hear the question.
It
I
talks
not
say
get the
when
question.
yeah, it talks say thing where it happen. For instance, when you see things the way that they happen for like the one we happen for Santa, when they are commander, they want to go take that kind of action. They ask people waiting for do or they just take the action. Now it's that one may you talk like your conclusion for talk before Comrade Zama and Frank respond.
Unfortunately, comrade, we there for a situation where social media influence it dey cause a lot of these people they believe in different groups where you don't know. Some of them don't vehemently they start talk on how some people dey discourage some people they say see no belong to any interim government. They don't form their different groups that they believe in individuals, believe in groups, and we don't know them the boys they dey for on the ground, they don't know to what extent with these groups they operate either with the enemy or within for do what way it dey happen on the ground, negative to the struggle. Negative to the struggle. And some of these boys on the ground, you know, the belief, some of them, especially we don't hear about the unity warriors and things like that. We can operate on our own, we can do this and this. Some of them, they just come enter a project where they not get advice. They not get advice. The members say they can stand on their own. Ambazonia, no be somebody get them. Ambazonia now for all of us. If you member say you go take a project, you no get advice. Your member say because you want show off after that project, I want show off. I want show what I be. You know, I want show Ambazonia people say I can do it without with or without. Now some of the mistakes they will make them, and some of these boys they will go fall inside the enemy hand. So this issue for Santa, I know we really want them for dwell on, because now quite a disturbing, worrying issue. We never yet conclude the investigation, so I no go talk whether positive or negative until the ANSC it will come to a conclusion. We see they in a serious investigation on what happened. So Ambazonian people, I think the SOS for defense they here, I think stand a better chance talking on that case. So thank you now.
Okay, thank you very much, Fomba, for respect this opportunity to come for this program for today. We will be very happy say you make come so till you finally come here and understand so you don't indicate so you go for work. Now una hear their call he talk SOS Zama and Frank now una be cheap them for this thing. Fomba don't pass the button for una. Fomba, thank you very much. We will get discussion again next week this same time. I believe so I will get una will be available. But now una talk please. Then hear una. Una be
You want me to go
interchange.
first,
Anyone talk?
SOS? I can do
Yes, you
that.
can go. Yes, you can go. You can
All
go
right.
ahead.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay. The thing that happened for Santa, for Bawaju, now an ongoing information with the sick for which be the circumstance, who ordered that mission for take place, how it happened, say our people in Dede, and which how did they get captured? We get to go back and do a SWOT analysis to find out which will be the consequence. Why were they there at that time, and how could they have been rounded with no resistance with all the equipment where they get? So we don't know. We know say that say na Ambazonians. We haven't been able to. We've identified some of them, and we don't know the whole picture because La Republique they so na some snake na chameleon with too many colors. It change color. It
Yeah.
go use this group, use this group, use.
Just a moment.
Sometimes na your own soldier themselves where you get them for day way if you put them for we for sure. But more we not be alarmed. At least we know say even if they capture them, we know say that they are alive. And if La Republique na country in a country of law where they abide by Geneva Conventions, we know say the people they will take them to safekeeping. They will feed them, they will clothe them, they will give them treatment like they should. The prisoners of war, as much as they will say as secessionists or whatever they are calling them, but the prisoners of war. And we hope say they treat them as such until we find a way to be the reason they had to go
Yeah.
out there and for what who sent them, who we order that
Yes.
mission
Yeah. Go.
is something we're still working on. But as it
Yeah.
is,
Go right ahead. We
we
have a
don't feel
caller
really
on the
give too
line,
much.
please.
Okay, my greetings to the panel. I'm grateful when you people come up and educate us.
You when I've also heard the call. Where are you calling from?
Okay, from Infront, Boyo.
Okay. Go right ahead.
May talk to PJ.
Yeah, from Infront, Boyo. We're just greeting the panel and say we are excited when we look and see programs going on as such. And my first point is appreciation to the ABC team for doing a great job. In fact, we are running, everything is going on 24/7, and that's great. And in that light, I wish to appreciate everyone, particularly you, Paddy, and to suggest that ABC should program more, bring up some program, create a program that will be focused only on mother tongue, so that all this nice information, each county will have at least a representative that can talk two or more major languages of the county. So that in that program, when they come up, they start from start to finish in their mother tongue. And so this information will really go down to everybody.
Yes.
Because we know that our mothers, many of them did not go to school.
Thank you.
And then second, I wish to ask a question about FMUPT. I wish to ask the defense team whether they are still in any negotiation or talk
or communication
with FMUPT to see if it could come to understanding or not. And by extension, I wish to ask whether they are putting in place any strategy to contain the unity forces or not. Because this issue of unity forces or unity warriors is dangerous and has to be checked as soon as possible. And then my last question for now, my last issue for now, I want to talk to who Blotters just mentioned. Unfortunately, we have to always mention these inconsequential people, particularly Christopher Annie. I overheard, because I don't have unfriend, I've blocked all those things. I overheard there is one colleague at my workplace who is not able to select good information for bad information. He always listens, both listen ABC, listen those kind of things also and mix up. So I overheard him listening, and Chris Anu was talking yesterday that for the past 4 years, that the Republic has never publicly mentioned Sako and just Marietta, whether it's Mariana or whatever, just for the few months, they are already mentioning her name, that she wants to bomb their own day. I wish to ask him whether he doesn't understand that very statement insinuates that he who was the spokesperson of Dr. Sako was useless. And so, how could you be the spokesperson of somebody and then you are admitting publicly that he was not known? And so that it directly means that you were useless. And then, by the way, in the same way, I wish to ask him, if they did not mention him, how come they were sending him to go and meet Sako and propose deals, which unfortunately for them, Dr. Sako rejected all of them and he went viral. And here I just want to say something linked to the coup plotters also, and to suggest, because many of some of them who are activists, field activists, like Nanchop, Jeka, and the others, I wish to suggest that the interim government should learn a lesson from these guys and about these guys rather, and then listen to activists, no matter how good they are, but never give them a voice in the interim government, because experience has proven that most activists, there's a virus that makes them start to think that they are their lawmakers, their commanders, they just sit in their platforms because they see like the big agents watching 500, 1,000, and then they think that they can give instructions and decide what will dictate the pace of the revolution. I want to say that, in fact, I aspire rather to be an activist anytime from now. But I strongly suggest that activists, no matter how good they are, they should never be given a voice in the interim government. But we should listen to their voice, pick out what is good and implement, and then never let them have a say. Of course, we know that some of them that might be good, they can have a voice in the county and leadership as elected into particular position, but not as an activist. Because we know that probably because most of them are either illiterate or have learned people, they are disturbing so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. The caller has said a lot of things, which we're going to take them inch by inch. You guys have the floor. I'll remind you of
Anyway,
something.
let me take the issue with No Pity and the Unity Warriors. Well,
Yeah.
FM No Pity is fighting this war and is fighting it in Ambazonia and for Ambazonia in the way he sees fit. I just want to let people to understand that we are not compelling everybody to fight under the banner of the IG. We are looking for patriotic Ambazonians who are able and willing to lay their lives for Ambazonia, for the future of our people. And we want, like, I'll quote something by late Chief Mukete. He wrote, our children and their heirs now own a fatherland in which to dwell in happiness and proudly call their own, to love and to adore, and if the call shall ever come, for which to nobly die. He was talking after the separation when we moved from Nigeria to West Cameroon and had the West Cameroon House of Assembly. That is how strongly these people believed in that concept of an independent and sovereign Ambazonia. In the old days, they say Southern Cameroon or West Cameroon. But it's the same fight that we're beginning to have today, to be able to get a free and liberated Amazonia. We are not in competition with any fighters in any affiliated family groups that are fighting. We are all fighting to get the elephant or the lion out of the den. So we don't care how Mr. FM No Pity fights this war. So far he's fighting for Ambazonia, that's fine. So far he keeps his eyes and his arms away from turning to other fighters on the ground, that's fine. The only enemy and the only sworn enemy that we have, it's La République. And so far as he's fighting La République, that's fine for me. He does not need to fight under the banner of the interim government or whichever interim government he chooses to fight with or to fight for. I think the big picture is he fighting for Ambazonia or he's with La République? That should be something that we have to sort out. That should be something that people have to sort out and see how he does. And as it is, action speaks louder than words. He's taking down the enemy in large numbers. That's great. But we have to understand what his philosophy about this war is. And that's what is a little bit troubling for me, given that he's worked with the interim government under Dr. Sako for a while. We funded him so much. We've provided him with a lot of things to use for this war. And I don't see him, even if he chooses not to fight under that banner. I think the big picture is he's fighting for Ambazonia, from my perception, from my understanding, and I hope I give him more grease to his elbow to continue fighting, to keep the enemy at bay, because an enemy that No Pity takes down, it's an enemy that is not allowed to shoot on an innocent Ambazonian or to pull a mother out of the bed and kill. But regarding the other idea he was talking about, getting people to speak in the dialect, yes, it is crucial, because our communities, there are quite a few people who are not used to this medium. They are not used in Facebook. They don't used to Cash App and WhatsApp. I think it's a great idea that we could put these things in our communities, so that the communities that are within Ambazonia should understand this in their dialect. There is no manipulation of the understanding, because once you understand something in your dialect, you've understood it. You know when somebody is trying to dribble you in the dialect, you can find that out. So I think it's something that we could use, and just looking at our panel, I can see Paddy. I would we are sitting here, we talk about all these things, yes, but we have to apply them, and sometimes we sitting out here are not able to apply it 11,000 miles away from home. So we are depending on all our people, all 8 million people in Ambazonia to do this food soldiering for us. And to be honest, we are there. We are very at the precipice of this war ending. La Republique may decide what he wants to do. Sometimes your nastiest blow is when you are going to slaughter a cow is the last one that you get. But we will have to fight until we slaughter the animal. And La Republique is out there. My brother, FM No Pity, and all the other ones who are fighting this fight, we have to understand that we have a common enemy, and the enemy is not within us.
And that
And even those
enemy
that
is
are within
Cameroon.
us, we have to be mindful of the fact that some of us are traitors, some of us have sold our souls to the devil, and we will have to deal with that. But I would say, in a commonality of things, you trust your brother, but you have to verify their loyalty, and that's where we are. And I think for now, I'm not questioning his loyalty to Ambazonia. I may question his loyalty to the IG. I'm not questioning his loyalty to Ambazonia yet. Until things change the way it's changing in the field and as it unfolds, we got to find out which one
Now,
he did.
Comrade Zama, I'm going to come back to you on this aspect of having. I'll come back to you, but I want Frank to share something based on that caller and the other issues we've discussed.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to come back to you based on this aspect of fighters fighting under whatever banner suits them. That's what you said. Just hang on. I'm coming back to you. Yes, Comrade Chinyi, you want to talk and react to that caller, please? Go ahead.
Yes, let me start with the first caller. My brother, I think your question be been about the recent ugly incident with the year where it take place for Santa local government, and your question will be whether we be know and we be participate for that planning. You know, say this work way with the work, it get different level them. We'll get the executive level, we'll get the mid managers level, where I be don't call them at the regional coordinators them. Then we'll get the county level, and then we'll get the home front level where that them they plan their hunting them where they want to do. I think say even though this issue still be under heavy investigation and will not really be allowed for the talk about things the way they under investigation, my advice they go be say um, as a coach, you did tell a player where one enter field the various ways for dribble, for score, or for defend. Now, when that player they inside field, he dey play with that knowledge for a head. When opportunity come out, he go quickly remember what you be talk for use that skills for either defend, dribble, or score. Not be all time when you kick that ball towards the pole where one score, it dey end up be a goal. We even know the ones where they put in a penalty, they kick and they miss them. Where it means say something be go wrong. Make we not see not only that aspect for the challenge, make we see the other aspect for the good things and way we own brothers and sisters as way they did defend we, they did do 'em. Whatever it be happen, we still pray, say make they preserve their lives them, even if they go judge them for enemy uncut them, we know say according to international law, they're not supposed to kill them. And for that reason, one day we will reunite. But then as to the details, we're not going to discuss that one here because the coaches them, we don't tell them what to do. And as to the action inside fields itself, now them they determine whether me they move that ball towards the pole or me they still dribble. Concerning these other questions about whether we still get any hope or whether would he talk with FM No Pity. FM No Pity, they like a brother to me because we come from almost the same area. So whether the revolution or not, he remain an Ambazonian, he remain in Gokutunja Pikin, same am I. So I not go fit create any meeting with you because we disagree inside field where we play ball. I be don't make a statement right from my opening. Say my doors and be wide open. Because as Papa for compound, I dey lock my door na bamboo stick. So that if Pikin push am, if he enter at any time. But now the Pikin go push the door for come in. Because me, Papa, I never do anything for disown that Pikin. We'll be very willing, we'll be very open for continue for advise all the restoration forces them. Anybody wey be don't stand up for face the true enemy go always there for our heart. The ones where they don't make small mistakes them in between the line, will be willing for correct them. If they feel say them fit still work with we go always give them that chance for correct themselves and do the right thing. As Secretary Zama talk, we common enemy for here, na La Republic. No be you, no be me. We just get a misunderstanding for some of these things them. Now, concerning the strategy for contain the unity warriors them, make we understand say sometimes now some people they did try for manipulate others them. And for some cases them, it did happen say some people they did just choose for follow something because they sound like it be popular. I think say we as the ARF them will one objective now for focus on the enemy. And if we go get unity, it will be unity of purpose. What it means say an LGA and another LGA, they feel always come together, they find way for squash the enemy. A county and another county, they feel always come together, they find way for squash the enemy. But if ARF come in another ARF, for come form another kind name, that name it not get any relevance because the ARF now the fighting force under this interim government. Someone no go talk say you be unity ARF warrior. No. ARF na ARF. More no over scatter them, they can go far. And for the people the way they think say they fit fund that kind small division them, it go be unfortunate for
Yeah.
them. Say down the road, they go themselves they go say and say they not be relevant because we focus now the goals and we will score against our enemy, not be against ourselves. And those small fractions and where they pop up, now the work of the enemy for see how they feel break we down. Because every small group way when they run around, somebody they will negotiate somewhere on una behalf where the day where they go need when I hate them, they go deliver take him money we come away. If we want doubt, I'm just look some of the recent things and way this moja we will talk about don't they do up. We see say he don't they put up his own group. Small. And if some group be start, we'll talk say, oh, this group fit dey so it been against we. Some man go quickly deny because for that time they know they see am that way. But as time dey go, we dey see am say people their action them, it dey be tilted against the successes the way we don instead gain am than the enemy. So at the beg we say make we stay focused and those restoration forces the way they dey hear our voice. Make una know say we dey out na for fight for una with our own heart and we be willing for continue for stand with una. So far as una go be willing for stand with we, this thing na a 50-50 chance for we. I no fit dey fight with you when you no dey fight with me. This interim government no go sponsor anybody wey e no be willing for identify with the interim government, for follow our own principles and for work and for make we for be proud. Once you feel say
Okay.
you go stand with we go be very willing for give una that opportunity so that una fit get una basic logistics them for fight the enemy. Thank una.
Yeah. We don't dey work as small store. We don't dey reach for play where we go call am where bookman call am say people for grammar call am say call it a day. I dey follow the reaction for people for Facebook. Some people get mixed feeling for some of the comment we will talk. They're like, you don't cook chop, then go keep the sweet part for the chop for that minute. Some particular thing they will keep on for this talk. When I remember where we talk now, say the day them for Cameroon, for inside we country be numbered. And now wait that we go talk about, we'll talk and for cover this talk. Then prepare una for tomorrow as well. I hear say even Mr. President go there for that team app meeting. They always there for their town hall. Mr. President, Dr. Sakoko Dede, Dr. Ellard starts on better talk with SOS for Friday, and then would hear say all that woman them, that people them way they turn up for talk for women country for behalf. They go tell you what we do. Now wait that way all Ambazonia 1 year because people do it, they don't tire this war. But like President talk, whatever middle water, whether you tire the war or you not tire the war, we must say so to reach for. We no fit turn go back. You know fit. If you want turn go back, you'll go back now. You want. Now, I'm a comrade Zamat, some comment the way you make. I think we might even just say this in grammar so that we articulate some things here. This has to do with law. It has to do with employing strategy and hypothesis to avoid confusion. You've just heard Comrade Cheney give to us the importance of the Amber Peace Plan strategy, which unifies all the ARFs. Now, the concept or your justification of no peace action is troubling to some, and I'll let you listen to this. Then I'm gonna ask you the question. This someone just saying he says he's watching. Just listen to it.
Yeah, everybody, Paddy. I watched on YouTube that there's one thing that Comrade Zama said that is not really, it's not really good to say that in the public. You cannot be a fighter and you don't follow the chain of command, and you call yourself a fighter of that movement. Every movement gets a chain of command.
Comrade Zamano will wake up just talk say, oh, no PTP fight for any under any banner for this struggle. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, brother. It doesn't. Yes, it doesn't work that way. No PT, if he have to follow the chain of command. Because if anything happened, just take for example, the International Criminal Court, when they start to put people there together, who will defend him? Even if they work under the chain of command for the government, who will defend him? Yes, truly. Do you think Cameroon will go and defend him, or do you think any group will go and defend him? No, they won't. So if no pity, the title Field Marshal No Pity, then the CIC give you that title. And they decide to go and create a unity warrant and say they work under other banner. If you decide whatsoever banner you want to work to sell, like which way we brought at the top way, on the Zama the top way. No, it doesn't work that way. No, it may no come for public and talk stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. No pity. Have to choose. Either he's working with the interim government or he's working with whatsoever is working. Yes. Then from there we can know his position. Brother, thank you. If you want to relate this what I'm just saying to you right now, say it to Comrade
Zama.
Thank you.
Okay. Now I want to add to that. I'm going to add to that so you can just answer it very squarely. It's important. You realize that the creation of the Unity Warriors has not enhanced any strategic progress on the ground. It was a poor political calculation by failures in the diaspora who thought that maybe the credit is going to one man. It was a resurfacing of the block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood scam from Norway. And we know the issues. You, Comrade Zama, I've discussed with you a couple of times, and you're troubled that the result of the Unity Warriors has wasted one of our finest on the ground. I'm talking about Isubu. Now, militarily, what is the rationale to have people fight that way? Just go right ahead, please.
I think a way to we get to understand. I say, what will be the modality now for rein in somebody who want to fight with you? How do you go around to rein that person in? Okay, you want to disarm him, or you expose other people to be harmed because it could be in a gunshot. We are not interested in that. I hope many people them understand. For me, I will tell people the truth. Sometimes the truth is not be convenient for a lot of people. But more we understand, say, this gentleman, he don't lay life for down, he don't make mistakes. Like a lot of times we make mistakes for war under the heat of battle. He don't make mistakes, yes. But in order to say at the support as per se, no, he was wrong what he did. He never even explained how, which be the circumstances where they killed Isubu. Isubu was a fighter, and he's been fighting this fight gloriously. But the fact say no pity with the Unity Warrior, they happened to kill Isubu. Now the most troubling thing that way did it. So for me, and I'm not going to trust himself inside we own middle, because he's, I think, corrupted in his own morality towards this war, towards the IG to start to do it. But fighting for what if he's fighting to redeem himself? Yes, let him redeem himself. But to talk say for big him come under a command because we fear ICC, that one ICC na war. We define a war of self-defense. We did not sign no treaty for ICC or whatever it is. Cameroon did, but I'm not saying that if we violate norms of war or conduct, we not going to be penalized. If Mr. FM No Pity, he go out of parameters of command structure, that one it expose na itself. You know, they expose anybody else. Na it expose itself. But as we did in the heat of battle. I not go stand for here for blame a soldier where he put his blood and his sweat on the ground for some of we where we did abroad with his talk on the comfort from we home. I'll give the man credit where credit is due. He made mistakes. He's made mistakes. We go try now for correcting, we go try for do whatever we have to do. But as I say, the front line between La Republique and Ambazonia is a long front line, and a group, the IG cannot fill all those front line. If anybody want to fight against the enemy, Any person that keep a blow to the enemy, it's a good blow for me. I don't think say more we hold a grudge, say, well, this person fought here, he cannot fight here. These people have changed affiliation. A lot of them have changed affiliation since the war started. Some more we understand that this affiliation, they are using it as a manipulative aspect to get money for abroad. The person will give money this month, the man will chop, he gets salary, he send them this month, now they will take yes, amen. The next person, the next. So until we get our funding straight, where we will get these people them, but for him has never been an issue for funding, because the IG don't fund this Field Marshal No Pity for the longest. And most of the sticks we use them na stick the way we provide them. Most of the big rubber gun the way you get them now we provide them. So that one of them something. If some people they manipulate it for instrumentalize it to do it where they do them, well, those people they will defend it in case of any criminality way there. But as I said, I'm not going to stand for here for tell a soldier where he put his sweat, he put the blood for line, day in, day out, for say, oh, he must fight under this interim government. This interim government is not an army to coerce people. We are different from ADF, and that makes us different. Because we job not for coerce people, them men they can't fight with you. We fight now a volunteer job. Nobody need to pay any of these kids back home to fight. So if they want to fight, but we leave them and fight the way they will fight. We can guide them. We can give them some guidance to it. We can give them the principles of war. We can give them the legality of why they are fighting, to support their fighting. But we cannot outrightly get a blanket, oh, he was fighting here, he should be banished to the bottom pit, because he be fight with before he done the change in mind, or he fight as an independent or as a guerrilla or somehow. But more we understand, not as something more no get something said. And a lot of these kids have changed fight. There are people who are fighting for ADF that have switched to Sokadev. There are people who are fighting for Sokadev that have switched to the IG or the ARFs. But more we understand, say any person where they fight for this fight, now force where they try to restore Ambazonia to the people, of rightful people. AFM No Pity is doing it the way that he's doing it for whatever purpose. I don't say when we get to trust somebody, but we get to validate that trust. We get to verify that trust. If he's working within the norm, fine. If he's working the way he's working, but he's made mistakes like a lot of these soldiers have done. All of them have done things in a war. Things happen at war, and we nothing know until the talk which will happen for war notes. We cannot tell. We know we did it. We can only interpret stuff. We don't know what happened. And nobody has ever come up with a real authentic story what happened when Field Marshal Ifsubu was killed. But as it is, we get to understand, say, we know the set this between them each for each other, because the way you ask me, I say, "Mo, we go disarm me because the fight for we." No, we are different from ADF. We are different from all the other groups that are out there to molest people to fight for them. Our fighters will be patriotic people who have real sense, who want to do what is right for Ambazonia. And I think he's trying to do it his best. He's trying to do it his own way. It might not necessarily be the right way, but we will try with the try to convince and to put all the fighters, including him, including ADF fighters, including all the other fighters where they fight. We try to bring them to their senses. Even the Republic people, we are bringing them to their senses. Say, okay, this war is not necessary. It doesn't make no sense that you come and shoot people who are asking just to talk. And this education is an ongoing way they affect everybody, whether that we own people or not their own people. And I think it goes to every fighter away there on the ground. May it say the golden rule now, you don't turn your arm to you don't turn your gun to another, even if they convince you from abroad. These people then we there abroad, we there conveniently for we on site. You shoot your own people now. It takes a lot.
We'll get a caller where go react with the discussion, because that is, we are getting, actually the flight is landing to where I wanted it to land, so that we can put some things straight before tomorrow's town hall. It's important. Why, Ambazonians, you have to understand the importance of firepower on the ground, who controls what on the ground, the decency that we employ with our restoration forces, because that plays a very strategic role in whatever diplomacy that is happening for our liberation. Now we have this caller, he's been here for a while. Let him make a reaction to this, and then we'll make progress. Thank you. Caller, you're live.
Hello, Mr. Director.
Yes, go ahead. I hear you loud and clear. Ambazonia, I hear you.
Okay. I thank you plenty for the job we're gonna do for educate with people. Namidu and Ari talk. I want to react for some two things and for you. The first thing about what we wanna talk for, they say if a fighter, if he fight a fight la Republic problem, not the would be for interim government and would not put out structures the way they did for the. We don't want to encourage groups, people that send me they go for their groups they fight. Because now the same literature where ADF, the rock and they tell we every now and then say they fight fight for Ambazonia or they fight against the enemy. The ADF, the Sobadem, the AMF and all those people. So every fighter they get for we, the Indian government, fighter they be now community police, where they get for fight under their LGAs, under their counties. So we don't tolerate something say some person did fight whatsoever individually. We don't want groups where like people they call and say armed groups and all those kind of things. Now I know see some kind of question they were when they ask upon us. So when a question where a concern a fighter where we want try for deviate, where sometimes when they try for make some kind of diplomatic movement for back for talk with you for educating.
I need to cut you short. But I'm glad to understand the technicalities for my communication. There are many dimensions there in this, so people not going necessarily understand them, but the dimension they plenty.
Yes, but that one, nothing way if they ask them, they don't need any answer. They don't talk say they reserve the comment. Because if we can put them for state television, talk say any fighter when they fight against the Republic, it means we promote the group issue. So even we talk of fighter on the ground for background, if they ask something, so we talk say. Okay,
I agree with you on that. I like this debate. You get the time for talk, and I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah.
Yes. So and now, which way we get for put them for inside here now? See, make with people that they stand together and fight. Because we see ADF, see the rest that they go. Then another thing I want to talk for here now, I hear as Frank, it talks fighting cross over me, they get the Mila Republic feel the heat. No, I think see, like public people, they don't enter for our house. If the man enter my house, I get for take stick, maybe now I can stick on stick for fufu, I chase it for my house. Maybe I say we enter from my house, I come go now for your own house. I say I want to go your own beginning for day. No. So we restore the territorial integrity for Ambazonia. We don't want to restore Western province on the Torah or for go for the other side. Because when we cross the go for the like probably one take up for toxic issue, you see, this Ambazonia they don't start they come for years, so they don't start they go so it being a Cameroon problem and when if they could protest they promote them for outside for the. But we want to tell all restoration forces that say we join their LGAs and their counties, they fight. Because at the end of the day, they shall be compensated when they don't retire, dead or alive. They are beginning to go for school free and everything. If you fight under one person, like under me, I don't take my money for the Republic, I go me. Who say you see people when they work private one night for Ayijo, private driver for Ayijo, they not take no pension. They know they honor them. America they Veterans Day because the people they attach themselves for their states like counties where we let them. So you know to go to fight for an individual way tomorrow we go seven. I you type go to strong Republic, they give them 4 conditions for end the war. And they don't even mention the safety for the restoration forces. So the forces they therefore understand which way they did. So when I want to restore a country and that country will get a government and we also get a military police force where it will be for the. May any man join the LGA, join the country, and everything will begin to move forward. Any person where he stand for back day, they talk say they don't take money, they chop them. I understand say you know how to manage money. Step forward, they will give you position. You go manage the money fine. Any person where they talk say they know they do security fine for this kind of way. step forward, they will give you position. You make a move free because we want free in Ambazonia. We want free now. We come from any place where it takes it so we live fine for diaspora because you buy a house for diaspora and other entity. When you check and say that will be the group for your village. So mommy no be help you know we go beg firewood for some person, you know we go more fire for some person, you know we go do something. So why you there for some good place and then you know you want to say people who will not get the opportunity for come abroad like you, may you not freedom. So we gonna stand up and we stand up and for the end the way they get back home. If you not talk for support Ambazonia, you don't remain quiet. No need for go to talk against Ambazonia people because at the end of the day, you will regret when Ambazonia don't already free. At that one plenty. Me any man draft and draft and draft. This year so now we therefore do everything. We will not be like Republic. It impose a leader on us or whosoever. We therefore fight like Republic. The Republic are the enemy. If you be coup plotter, go and fight like Republic. If you be NGL, go fight like Republic. If you go to fight like Republic. The enemy is not Dr. Sabo. Even that Dr. Sabo declare war on Ambazonia. Even that Dr. Sabo can annex Ambazonia. So we want to do for no show. Even that Dr. Sabo they move timber for they can go the seller for you people. Even that Dr. Sabo they carry petrol for we go there for white man. So we will take care of it will be done. And that one plenty.
Thank you very much for that contribution. I think say your talk get the balance where it deserves. The cause that coming Hugo, comrade Zama and Chenye. When I just wait, make I pick some of these call them so that we'll just conclude the talk one time. Yes, caller, go right ahead. Would hear you. Yes.
Because what we know say we did for this war that will protect the people.
Yes.
You know, because you know they will their individual and get the military. So all these things, and you also need to be understand that this county by county, the only problem that because you need to be know who you fight with. That's the way they for your corner. You not take go shoot your brother the teaching at the enemy. So all the fighters be supposed to be under the government. But with this our fight, we fight according to LGA and county because now we define ourselves. Otherwise, every fighter supposed to be under the government of the county. What if the Lord say any person will just come out and say I will form my own group for fight? That one is rebellion, that one they come and say that rebellion group for every time where they say for eliminate them anytime if the government like or whatever. If anything they now when they fight, the government is defend the people there. Not the individual, they defend the country. So I the one talk say all this go up and down and when fighters they really understand the reason why they help they try to encourage the feeling they fall within their LDA. Now because people they know the consequences if the war comes end and they therefore talk say who cause this atrocity. The government will defend say, oh, this person is atrocity because if you see like in the enemy, if you do everything for command, but the individual not will go stand to defend who will decide the other person. So I just want to again encourage them, say, we they understand, we they listen to their chain of command. The chain of command they start from the LDA because you get to know who is sending money. So I idea what they can say, now to be done, we spoil money for can't give them. If you know the other government, we know say come from the government, the individual can't give you money when I spoil money to die. Now your family go lost, not the government go lost because government and everybody, you say what they do, it's supposed to be the government. Why did you get yourself for go form a group with person within the government? So I know the small advice I want to give for the ARFC. If they know this follow the group, like this, they for the warrior, it not be right for them to follow individual. It's supposed to be under the government, but every country governed by government, and I can control the military, not individual. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that contribution there. I'm not sure say we will take someone. I will follow with my comment again, but Comrade Chini, I would like you to react. Then I ask Zamason one question in relation to this discussion. Then we close the day.
Thank you, Comrade Paddy. I think say I want to thank Ambazonians them and will fellow viewers them way they follow this program. I think say would you try for answer these questions to the best of our knowledge without jeopardizing the security of our people. I equally want please say if some of the answers are not be so pleading or so pleasing to some of we, may una forgive we not be say would you try for rap on a brain or favor anybody out there. This thing they so na may will take with mind go back for inside Ndamba or replay. You will know say when we replay ball, we'll get 11 people them, and the design for that 11 people them it be very clear. Each player get a key role for play. When you think say some player not be important, then na from that angle where they feel use and pass the score una. For inside this soldier work where concern war, Bookman talk say the soldier them be as strong as their weakest link. Their weakest link means say they are a person. Because you fit be as strong as you be, but when they don't dribble your weak link, the person don't then have your back, so you don't be vulnerable as they call them. I want beg Ambazonians and say me they understand say some of these things will just get now the opportunity for be part of it. Not be say some person be go school, go learn how this Ambazonian crisis go be, then come back now for come implement that knowledge where we go school so that we go win the war. No. Would it take now the experience we get them for inside different thing the way we do? Then we'll see how we fit apply them. Then we'll bring some contribution there for the way we will be the do we own thing them time way we own forefathers every day. As we grow here, then we use all that strategy now for see how we fit flush with enemy out of our territory. So fellow Amazonians them, I go continue to thank all the restoration forces them. As my fellow secretary talk, you no fit come sit down for this place where we sit down. You even a thinker about person where he don't give a life for the war front he fight. But some area then they will not be go into. So sometimes would try or avoid them so that make bring balok for people they hate. Same with the
Thank you very
restoration
much.
forces. When you fight, you know fit take your stick, point them again. Now for your own fellow brother and sister way una fight the same enemy.
You know,
Even if una
Amazonian
disagree.
people, I like a more that they watch now the Secretary of State for Self-Defense, they talk with this kind of level of integrity and maturity. But we'll get that information. We are know when before defense man. It the call, they actually talk. Say make boy of down, they go key Sagat. We get the information already. I don't know say any information about you. I want get go get them. So when I talk for una, I never person, I never talk like you. I never talk without evidence. When I talk to people, I know say I don't get evidence. If you ask most people there for interim government, some then you get problem with me because if you give me information, I get even somebody to write me. Even SOS is very respectful. When he write me, It put them say, listen, this one has been verified. You can also verify it. Because if I know verify them, so I need to talk about them. So if I tell you, say Chris Anus, as I tell now, they actually call boys them. Their target will be now this other guy for Gabonese. They want kill Gabonese. Why? Simply because Gabonese don't choose to respect chain of command. Now they want kill Sagat because Sagat don't choose to respect chain of command. They don't even sabi say this boy the way you talk, they talk. The same people will send whatever you send. The other one I ask some try to create divide. And this one they lead me now for something where somebody just talk here, where be worried. I know we play all the audios and they're really long. But you get one of the people you watch now, be worried about some of the comment, but Ochiba don't bring a balance. Some of the comment where SOS Amabe make. It's a what about Shao Mao where no pity, they don't arrest him from Abuja, and it's currently under his detention. I understand Boy Unity Warriors. So there is nothing really good about the Boy Unity Warriors. That's not a discussion for today. Most probably I'll get this gentleman again on Saturday or next week so that we can have this discussion. On Friday, there's a discussion that's scheduled, so we can't come on Friday. But then the bottom line of this is the interim government has a structure that is in place. If you want to conclude something, Frank, conclude so I make her ask this one, then make Comrade Zama conclude. We'll feel right on from there.
Thank you, and thank you for viewers the way they continue they ask these very sensitive questions. The only thing I could tell Ambazonian people they be say, with the work day and night for CC, make we do the right thing. As una know, I will don't talk even during the time where we really get serious crisis. Them I will tell we say now only foolish people that they go draw strategy for war for inside market because for market all kind man they. I want just assure we say make una give we the small confidence where we need them for do with job. We go assure una say success go always there with we because with the work now with the gods of the land. No be the over mob way with the run am. And as I be the talk, I want beg we say regardless of which it go on, some things and they way will not go talk on for national television because we know say we enemy them, they did listen and they did follow we. And then when we come, we tell our own strategy over the air, they did take advantage of that. So some other thing and they will not go just see na action them. For my brother UN, he point where we make yes, I will make the statement say the fire fit overflow enter for neighbor compound. I think say when would you look and find when your neighbor he goat can the chop your corn. When you the struggle for run for that goat the back for nakam, you need the wrong go stand automatic brakes for boundary because you don't reach for boundary. If you want reach for boundary where you don't near the goat, even though you don't enter for a master compound, you go enter knock and they come you back. I no go run for go the back, go near for catch and then hold automatic brakes because I don't reach for boundary. Nothing that way it is. And when they enter for territory, they do that, they attend them, they take down their motor, they start run. We not go wrong, go stop for boundary. Because we must make sure say we inflict the pain on them too, just as they inflict and for we. But we not go ever talk for picking and say, may we not come go find for neighbor a compound. Because we all know they for neighbor a compound. And we no want me to interpret and say this thing are just inter-quarter war where we fight them. The one na inter-country we fight them. Now why that way it will be very clear. Besides that, a lot the way we talk in the days ahead, I want to assure people then say the Saturday defense briefing, they fully back on board, and hopefully beginning this Saturday, we will get the program live, and most of we will go sit there on that program for answer on our concerns them. Any question we wanna get them, we will be willing for take them, and any concerns we wanna get them, we go find every possibility for address them. Make we give 21 gun salute for ARF them because they do an awesome job.
Exactly.
Yes, like every other person, like me and you, they get their own shortcomings them. But we as the coaches them, would try for do our best for coach them, because say people them they get different temper. Think of coach where the coach na boxer. They talk to you the box all over hand. But when you box with hand, they give you some punch, you hear, he overheard you, you see and say that your foot before kick better. Sometimes you kick before you even discover. And when you kick, they penalize you. Then they call una for outside, then coach holler you small, then you enter back. So now the reason that way, when things that they happen, would it try for be on that side way we go always the talk for people them. For the other side when no be restoration forces, I beg make we draft, because all this merengue we sing for here, if it only happen now if the money there. And we all say and say sometimes when we dedicate a lot of time for work with the restoration forces them, then we need to get a lot of time again for work we own work, then we will figure plenty money. So we will need me people that support too. So that when we want put our own small, you put your own small, then we will get which we will fit use and for fight the war. But for that people the way they don't just choose for be on the fence, it not go fine for them. Because when we don't cross the bridge, it will be very difficult for some other people them where they be just stand them, they look and I look up. The one the way they don't join at the enablers club, I tell them say it's not fine. It's not fine. We don't drag our ear for una plenty time say make una move una hand for this thing. If you must talk, find us on who go the talk inside. Because when you the worker show now will compound them, guess what? We too will go make sure say the punishment we will get for enabler them you get your own share. Thank you plenty.
Yeah, thank you very much, Comrade Chinye, for this better talk we don't talk so. I think so you don't talk a lot of things we know if you need for repeat them. But I want to just take this precise question for Comrade Zama precisely, and also you need to talk elaborately before we talk about Team ACK, and then we'll call it a day. I'll precisely play some video where the SOS for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Elat Kisito, don't just send her out now. And then I will give us some small idea about which we will expect tomorrow for ACT and why every person will come. So I want to ask, based on all the concluding discussion, what we don't get this evening, Comrade Zama, which I want to ask, we say, you look at the interim government structure, organigram, the Amba Peace Plan from LGA and all of the mechanism I don't put in place, the framework where every person will follow. And we will not say that framework now for target the fact say we feel helpful for bring with people together, make them function accurately. It's a war we the Cameroon they use a system where man knows Sabi. Comrade Zama, I want to see you because you go answer this question. It's like the war way this way man knows Sabi will be the enemy. Wait to be the loophole for this Amber Peace Plan where you think some person go fit choose for be outside. Because when you dey outside and normally you're in and out, you become almost like an enemy and it will be a little bit dangerous. Now for place I would like to move talk conclude this talk for tonight. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I don't know how many people then are people the way they be do history, even history for Cameroon. The Lila history what we know. We get to understand say even in Cameroon history, as bad as the EB, There were many actors for the independence of Cameroon. There were many actors in the independence of southern Cameroon. Most keep forward. We get the Amber Peace Plan where everybody where the fight is supposed for the key word not supposed. We are requesting say anybody where the one fight may be under that. But what do you do for people where they want fight out of that? Where they fight out of that plan? There is no modality. We not get no modality where we at of this moment where me I know, and more not the kid with people. More we the thing that say something and then when we not give them information, people will make up their own information. I think that a fight away, the fight under the local government area, it is surely fight with whichever group it fight. We know if we bring them under the IG. Short of extortion, short of forcing somebody to fight, you do not want a disgruntled fighter in your midst because that's how soldiers get killed. That's how people get betrayed because you have a mole in your midst where one day you compel them to be there. Secondly, I want to make people that understand, say, even if you look at places like South Africa where they get an extended history where we all know, people like ANC be there, people like Inkatha be there, Buthelezi be there, and Mandela be there. All these people, they be fight the way where they fight for where they were fighting. But guess who be there on peace? Who be there on the table when they be discuss peace? Buthelezi no be there. They will just hand Buthelezi a piece of paper, say, okay, now the decision they would make, you will just have to abide. Now the decision they would make with the largest group, the ANC, everybody else will abide based on that master approval group where ANC don't do. It was the same with NPLA for Angola. You need to don't fight all this fight if they fight all their own way. But guess who they make peace with? They made peace with MPLA with Ernesto, a group. So we talk all we want for talk, say we want make everybody fight for under the banner of the IG or the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Now a good idea, now a marvel idea because it's a structure where we build this thing based on international norms, based on guidance of law. But if somebody no one work under those parameters, you don't have no choice short of coercing them. We go back from we brother no PT is basically we don't know whether it they were we or you know they were we. So it's not a question he's acted, he's been a back actor in the lately. But as I said, in an ongoing conversation, and we not go pit people whether they fight the die against people the way they know they need to die. They need to even sweat. So we go leave that conversation as it is. The way we go agree on, and I say there are many actors in this fight. The fact is that the IG will get hold of their ARFs, those who want to fight under this banner. We will guide them as much as we can. Any person who is fighting out of this IG, there is no modality to bring them under this short of coercion. And I don't think it's an idea where we want for startup, because that's how earlier on fighters were being killed in their numbers, because fighters were fighting to subject people, just like the Unity Warriors is trying to do. We are about just to understand, to make them to understand that they are liberators and not people who are out there to convert and cohort with other people to get people to kill. So with that said, I understand where Mr. Ochiba is coming from, but I think making our people understand the true value of this conversation, now forgive them the whole picture. And sometimes it's not a question that we are making the IG weak. We are making the same question where it come up now, because a lot of people can be fervent IG supporters, and which are that's what we are soliciting from people. That's what we are seeking. We want people who are willing to put their own skin into the game, to put their own skin into the fight. We do not want somebody who wants to sit back there and explode a grenade behind people because they are coercing them to fight. We will get nobody hire these kids to fight. They went into battle by their own selves. We are just helping to guide them. And I hope some more we understand that. We can come up grandstanding in the diaspora, how we can dictate to these kids, no, these kids have a gun in hand. You don't have nothing. What are you going to do? You won't be able to do anything. So more understand that. But when we talk about somebody defending somebody's criminality, that's their problem. If they are criminal or they are behaving like they should not be, that's their responsibility. We know and we've told them what the guidelines are for this war. Going on to the other idea, how they talk about not going into East Cameroon to do whatever we have to do. We are fighting a liberation war, and anywhere that La Republique enemy, they are staging, they go to Mbunda and Chang, and they stage their war material there. They come in to kill us. You are not expecting somebody who says, I'm going to kill you, to have a dagger on your neck before you know that they want to kill you. You can attack that person anywhere along the continuum of that trial. And we have to understand that. We are so scared about with this fear. Say, if we go for East Cameroon, they will say we'll be this. We are fighting a war of liberation. And this war of liberation, you can take people outside their country, you can take people inside their country, you can take them inside their houses, wherever that it may be. We cannot be confined to our own territory, because they are staging these things from different areas and they are coming into our area. You want to see them, you hear that there's a whole 20, 30 trucks in Bawaju planning to come into Ambazonia, and you have the opportunity to blow all those trucks. You're going to say, no, you can't do it because you're in Bawaju? I don't think so. That be just get our guys tied down for nothing. We should take the enemy wherever they are, whenever they are. That is not something that we should confine our soldiers to. But as of this moment, we are not doing what we must do to go into East Cameroon to fight these people. But we could.
Yeah.
It's not that we ought not to. It's not that we cannot or we should not. There's no morality to it. There's a war of preemption, and that war of preemption states that anywhere that somebody is staging something to kill you, to attack you, you can attack it. It's fair game. It's fair game. It's just like you are playing football and you go see this man, na the Ngambe man for the other guy, and you know the man na neighbor. Hey, you go say, hey, I hear so you give that man food for far away, hold on for inside a boot. Now which boot today they more move on. Now the game that way then. Now mind games and we get to play that game. More no feel sorry for us.
That's a very powerful argument you've brought there. And I think in one of the town halls, the president made mention of this very thing you said, which I want to use it as a round of. He said, in a revolution, you cannot necessarily predict the next minute. When the Agbobalas started in 2016, they never knew that on November 30th, 2017, Biya was going to declare an outright war. Simply for making you have to make decisions and strategies based on what are the circumstances. What we are criticizing against is not, if need be, that we would have to get into East Cameroon or La République du Cameroon so as to facilitate negotiations, then so be it. But oppressing civilian population in neighboring Cameroon is not the Ambazonian style. Sometimes that could just be a nebulous work to tarnish the struggle, because even the Buddhas, the Tontus in Ambazonia are not being oppressed by Ambazonians, even Ambazonian restoration forces. They still own the market shops in the Bamenda main market in Kwen. They still own the shrine quarters and wherever, Sisia quarter in Bamenda and everywhere. They are still planting and buying land in Victoria, in Kilewindi, in Kumba. They own plantations. And we understand that they are not a target. Gentlemen, the discussion was so exciting, was so sweet. Thank you very much. I miss your very busy schedule. You have chosen to serve Ambazonia this evening on TV for 3 hours. I want to say thank you very much. We'll be working together to ensure that defense briefing is back on track. Ambazonians, you have to be patient with Paul Nelong. He's going through some phases. And I believe that as soon as he's done with those phases, we will have the real things being done. Thank you very much, SOS Zama. Thank you very much, SOS Chini, for choosing to come to ABC Amber TV. Like I told you from the onset, tomorrow at exactly 8 p.m. Amber time, the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia has a very special guest of Team Ambazonia special invitation. The Ambazonia coalition team is coming up with a new momentum. There is a new dispensation. There are interesting things that you would like to know. What is it that you want to know about the Swiss-led process, about negotiations? Dr. Mungwa and Dr. Ellard started that discussion last Friday, giving to us snippets. I want you to watch this video that's just coming in from Dr. Ellard, the Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs. And right after that, we will be concluding the program of tonight. Stay tuned.
So, fellow Ambazonians, this is your man. You can see I'm just coming back into Poland. I've been driving for the last 2.5 hours. I'm now at the boundary with Germany. You can see the sign there, the Tunica Holzberg. And when you turn, you see that is Germany. And I'm crossing now back to Germany. But that is not important. I just want to see. I've changed now. I've removed the coat, the tie, the walking attire, because I need to feel free and really drive fast to reach home. This is what I do nearly every day. So, fellow Ambazonians, tomorrow, all Ambazonians, men, women, father, mothers, children, tomorrow is the town hall for ACT. You come and know your ACT. Tomorrow we are doing ACT. President Sako will be there. I will be there. I will be driving back from Poland to Germany just to attend that meeting. We need to make Ambazonians know what ACT is, what ACT is doing, and how far have we gone. There's a lot of things you guys have to know. So tomorrow is the day. We are here in the forest. This is the boundary between Germany and Poland. You can see me fighting with mosquitoes, but I still took this time to stop here, make this video, beg someone to do the video so that you guys all tomorrow the 30th of June, the flyers is out, the program is out, the chairlady of ACT, Mawini Lombardi, is going to send the program. Come one, come all, bring everybody, let's negotiate. We are starting the negotiation. Come and know where we are, come and know what we are doing and how we are doing. Thank you for listening. Again, it was your man, Secretary Ellard.
Thank you very much, my man, Secretary Ellard. You can see in his usual ambience, he is telling you what you can expect tomorrow. The President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia tomorrow, I don't know if it is a combination with the town hall he promised, but that will be a contravention because the town hall is another business. It has to do with Ambazonians mobilizing themselves to draft. But what is the relation? We've got to draft to increase firepower and so that the international community will take us so seriously. That is so important. So tomorrow I'll be there live. ABC Amber TV will be streaming the program live. We're going to be streaming with a bias. We will start streaming in Ground Zero so that you can connect. Those in the diaspora, obligatorily, you have to connect in the Zoom because it has to be interactive. Like you've heard the chairperson, Dr. Willie Lobati, would want to answer your questions. Perhaps the father who is the mastermind behind whatever you now call Ambazonia coalition team. I'm talking about the president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, might take some of your questions, might bring some clarification. What has happened behind the scene? What is the way forward? Why should Ambazonians be excited about this new day and this new dawn? It has been Tarh Paddy King, and I would say bye-bye. Good night.
Wasa
but I'm using Chumbo.
Mama yo, now your boy go get her. Blue Jay Brothers. Mama you kind, Mama you're beautiful, Mama you good, Mama you're wonderful. No woman like you, Mama. No woman like you, Mama. Thank God for you, Mama. Thank God for you, Mama. 'Cause you gave me life, oh Mama. Forget all the suffer when you suffer for me. Oh yeah, yeah. All the pain and the troubles where I put you through. I remember when money no be there and chop no be there for her. You be the try your best. You go run around to find us something where we go chop. When I dey sick, you know the sleep. You go the cry all night. You go hold me tight, start to pray, say God make you help my oh Lord. Ooh, I will yeah choma. I'm funga na better yeah funga choma. I'm bomba na better yeah bomba choma. Inga na chinum yeah ga choma. Mama I will yeah choma. I'm funga na better yeah funga choma. I'm bomba na better yeah bomba choma. Inga na chinum yeah ga choma. Yeah ga choma mama. Inga na chinum yeah ga choma. Chinum yeah ga choma. You gave me life, oh mama. You're my motivation. You gave me the best education, mama. The song where I sing I'm for you. Now it's special dedication to you. Oh yeah. I know say every night and day you pray say make a mama. The God where you the pray I'm for heaven down. Give me this inspiration, mama. The song where I sing I'm for you. Now to show my appreciation to you. Who be a warrior chama. I funga na better yeah funga chama. I'm bombing na better yeah bomba chama. Inga na chinum yeah ga chama. Mama warrior chama. I funga na better yeah funga chama. I'm bombing na better yeah bomba chama. Inga na chinum yeah ga chama. Chinum yeah ga chama. Chinum yeah ga chama. Chinum yeah ga chama. You gave me life, oh mama. G Paul, I don't hear talk. The talk where you talk, no be fine talk. Now my turn, make a start talk. Start talk, make a start talk. The boy then they make songs so give trace. The boy then they fear, I don't buy case. My banda boy, I know the fear face. Fear face, I know the fear face. First of all, Polydor. If that people like me, them kick you for your balls. Give you push, belly, make you shit inside your drawers. Make you learn sex, take I'm sharing with your boss. But I mean that the bond so, now you be the cause. If you make good people vex, them go broke the laws. You do win now, but tomorrow you go lost. You do win now, but tomorrow you go lost. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small. For you, Anglophone, they no get problem. For you, Bamenda get plenty road them. For you, K-Town get plenty walk them. For you, Anglo lawyer, then I fool them. Paul, I swear say you the hungry. For my country talk, Joseph me say hungry. Atanga, you don't do this just for money. If Anglo they not look good, you go sell we. Boko Haram, they for day, una the send bury them for Apakwa every day. When the fools finish shark beer, smoke that they're gay. People walk past, then they move gun, they spray. Smoke they the whole sky, plenty people don't die. Family the cry die, una TV talk live. People start for ask why, you go by men that try. Them want me to kill them, helicopter think you just fly. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small.
What about Tanji Paul? Tanji Paul is a stupid man. He said that they are common lawyers. Common, huh? Common in what means? Why? Is he the family?
Paul, you be fool. The other Paul a fool. Una too dull, I don't know which one for choose. Listen to yourself, yeah, the thing you talk for news. With your funny suit, I been need for see your shoes. You been a lost Anglophone, now you been a Francophone. Just to remain for your throne, you talk foolish on microphone. But that foolish now your own, feel the anger from my tone. I no get your number, I for calling for your telephone. I know if you wait, make them sack you. Where them sack you, they go turn lock you. Where them lock you, you go start for talk true. But when that time reach, he go late for talk true. Even if you holla, like a middle yaya, write we all kind letter to Bamenda and to Boya. Paul, we go laugh, we go left you for that fire. Make you born finish like a Timai Satire. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small. Atanga G Paul, Massa, you dog. Now your head big so, but your brain small. Brain small.
Nation of hustlers, you rocking with them man, with them call go getter. A real music Taliban do not feel it. Yeah man, we need peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We want peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. Hey, my Bamenda, see what it happen for Bamenda, The born house, them kidnap man, the rebel man, for kwa Make I take you now to Kumba, Domo the gun now for Kosala, People don't run come out for Ekona, innocent people, the one got out for upstation. Kumbaya, my lord. We need peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We want peace. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. Cadavere, 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 cadavere. Gabuda cadavere, 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 cadavere. Sato cadavere, 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 cadavere. Munyenge don cadavere, 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 cadavere. Mafede cadavere, peace. Oh, we want justice. No be matter for who get gone past now. No be matter for who get gone past. We stand down, dog. The time we stand down, dog. Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. No be matter for who get gone past. No be matter for who get sense past. No be matter for who get power past. Dialogue is the way out. No be matter for who get gone past. No be matter for who get power past. No be matter for who get sense past. No be matter for who get money past. Dialogue is the way out.
Oh, we want justice. Dialogue is the way out. Dialogue is the way out. We need peace.
This song's dedicated to my beloved brother and his wife. Namu bong sote namu bong namu bong sote namu bong Papa Legzonia our peer Philippines Bubong up sa biru num na kayeru watana baze Kumna yi chama loving ring for finger Mama no waste time oh. Namu bong sote namu bong namu bong sote namu bong bam ba yirubin ba yirubin fetu wasi ba yirujuk ba yirujuk One pamusoro nama Filipina What God has put together, no one can put us under. Where we na kabawi, wakabanu chom ayane. Where we na kabawi, wakabanu chom ayane. Namu bong sote, namu bong, namu bong sote, namu bong. Bum bam bum bum ba yirubin, ba yirubin. Fetu wasi ba yirujuk ba yirujuk I mo love has no boundaries One word furu namu one word bagu African cheese I mo Takabu me I mo Namu bong sote namu bong Namu bong sote namu bong bam bum nung ba yirubin ba yirubin fetu wasi ba yirujuk ba yirujuk Bechunu kumna yi chama loving ring for finger Mama no waste time oh Namu bong sote namu bong sote